Okay, so I went on a date with a fan once. And it had been about 2 years of talking on and off, and I was like, you know what? I've never dated a fan. We went to dinner, but there were things that I just, oof. So the hard thing about dating someone who's a fan is...
So that's... Yes, talk to the mic. You would not be the first guy to put that mic in their mouth.
Okay, I'll avoid it.
I mean, I'm 99% certain everyone who's ever put that mic in their mouth has a current test. 99% certain. I'm not checking people's tests when they walk in the door. We're not that kind of podcast. You're not that kind of podcast.
We haven't even started drinking yet. Oh my God, this is already so much fun.
And we're day drinking today.
Oh, yes, we are.
Cheers.
Cheers. Kick this off right.
Right? Oh, and she knows to tap the bar. Oh, hell yes. Got proper etiquette and everything. The world knows. The world knows that.
I mean, if they don't, they should. Look me up. Google me, Carmela Clutch.
If they don't, you've been fucking up on your marketing quite a bit. If they don't know that.
Yeah, I get a lot of calls from people that I knew back in the day, you know, like from high school and like college. And they're like, hey, so what's up now? And I'm like, I've always been this way. You missed out. Now you have no access. Like, no.
Aw.
That's okay. They can subscribe like everyone else.
Well, yeah, but there's a difference between subscribing and like the real deal, I assume.
Okay, fair enough. I did hook up with the guy that I had a crush on in high school. And it was like post-college years, those really slutty years. And you know what? At that point, I was like, I would leave his house to go fuck someone else because he didn't get the job done.
Oof.
And
you did this more than once?
Yes, often.
Why are you going back for bad sex?
Oh, no. Well, because it would be fun and exciting. And, you know, there was a part of me who'd get a little kick and a thrill out of him being so satisfied and me being like, yeah, you missed out. Like, yeah, you fucking missed out. Like, yeah, I can have this whenever I want because I can call you whenever I want because you're that whipped now. And back in the day in high school, you wouldn't even give me a second look. So it was kind of an ego thing. Definitely was. I'd see him and then I'd go to my exes afterwards and we were broken up, but we were still having that crazy ex sex. So I would be banging like 2, maybe 3 guys in a day because just the drive was so high and no one else really fucked like that level like I was fucking. So I just couldn't get it all out. I don't know if that makes sense. It sounds so terrible.
Why does it sound terrible? Why does it sound terrible that you had to go get yours? Like,
yeah, you know what? You're right.
Why is that terrible? What sounds terrible is high school guy not bringing some toys into play to make sure you got yours.
Because the toys would have been bigger than him.
So what? So what? What? I'm not afraid to bring toys into the fucking bedroom. Shit.
Yeah.
I would much rather you get yours and you're like, God damn.
Oh yeah. I'm a very big Hitachi user. So if you slide your dick inside of me and you put a Hitachi to my clit, I will love you. It's just like it's.
Whoa. Okay. I'm not doing that.
Not literally, not real love. No, it's sexually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, whoa.
I will love having sex with you and I will want to fuck you all the time.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like
Hitachi by the bed.
Trying to think where mine is. Anyways.
I got one in the car. I can tell Max to come back.
Oh. Not that kind of podcast.
Oh, sorry. I got a fresh test.
Oh, shit. I mean, it's policy not to put on show days.
Okay. We'll bad CC. Got it. I like that though.
You've had your shot. You haven't taken it. What the hell?
This is true.
You could have taken your shot in Miami, but no.
I was trying to behave.
Why? Why at a porn convention would you be trying to behave? That's so weird. That's a weirder call than banging 3 dudes in one day.
Okay, so when I'm on these convention tours and trips, I am really focused on like getting the work done. And that's why my assistant is so on point with the schedule. She's like, we got to go here, then we got to go here, then we got to go here. The one time I decided to not be so innocent or good girl, behave myself. She came into the room thinking that I was elsewhere. because it was right after the show, and so everyone partied all night, and so we partied all night. Then we went back to my room and we kept going, and then finally we fell asleep. It was like 10. She busted in at 11, like ready to pick up the room for me because her job was to pack everything up, check out for me, and I would just be elsewhere. And she was like, "Oh shit, you're here and you're naked, and there is a very pretty man next to you, also naked. Sir, would you mind putting on just a skosh more clothing?" Just because I am a married woman, don't need to see everything. I don't all your bits and giggles and stuff. And congratulations, Cece. That looks very fun. And I will be downstairs when you guys are done. And we're like, "Oh, just give us another 5 minutes." And he's like, "No." And I'm like, 10 minutes, no, 15, 20, 30, 30, give us another 30 minutes.
Why at 5? Like,
we weren't fucking, we were cuddling. We were just like laid up sleeping. So, but apparently he woke up with a boner and he wanted to take care of that.
well, yeah, men have the highest levels of testosterone when they first wake up in the
Oh
morning.
yeah, it's great. I love it. Have you ever had a girl just like get on top or start sucking your dick in the middle, like you're asleep, and like, I mean, I know consent is a thing, but hopefully you get blanket consent ahead of time. Just like, hey, I like this, I'm into this. So if you ever want to do it, you can. I'm definitely one of those people. And so I kind of, that could have, yeah, I think that's what was going on.
See, my favorite is like, yeah, I'm a side sleeper, is like her rubbing her butt up against me while I'm on my side.
Oh
Like,
yeah, I'll do the lazy doggy and rub it on you till you wake up, and then you're like, "Oh, I want it." And then
yeah, exactly. And it's like grab you by the hip and like,
Oh, well, now we're having sex.
yeah.
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 It's a challenge when you have a big butt. It really is. I got to move at it like almost a 90-degree angle if you want to
Well,
get past the cheeks.
I mean, it doesn't stay in lazy doggy long.
No. But when they try, it's kind of funny because I'm like, my ass is too big. You're just hitting my cheeks right now. It feels great for you, but you're just teasing me.
You don't like being teased?
I do, but I want it. When I want something, I want it, and I want it now.
This is not that kind of podcast.
How many times have you told me that already? Like 5 now?
I can put a counter in the corner during the actual like broadcast.
We'll make it a drinking game. So next time we watch it, like take a shot every time.
We will die. I have a feeling by the end of this, I'm going to have had to tell you that multiple times.
Listen, I'm not sorry.
I'm not mad at it. I will freely admit on air, I'll put out. Don't. There's just rules. It's not that kind of show.
There's rules to this. The first rule. No.
It wasn't always the first rule. I mean, shit. There have been episodes that have been paused for banging and then,
Oh, spicy episodes. I like that.
yeah, we'll stop doing that a couple of years ago. It's just like with the alcohol involved, it was just like this.
Yeah, no, I get it. And there's questions of, yeah, I get it. And this industry you have to be careful.
Yeah, well, it wasn't even a question of consent. It was just like, it never ended up being like, I mean, the hookup was fun, but it a lot of times ended up just being awkward after the fact.
I get that.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, so we banged a bunch. Okay.
Okay, that wasn't. I'm just gonna pretend like my hair didn't go from like normal to like just freshly fucked look.
I mean, I've also talked about it with people like on air, like when we finished the podcast and talked about it.
Yeah, like I was just inside of her right now, and that was great. And yeah.
Well, and part of the reason I decided to stop doing that was like one of them was just like we banged, we hooked up, we talked about it on air like right after finishing, and then a week, 2 weeks after it was recorded, 4 days after it aired, she's just like, "Can you take that down? I sound like an idiot."
We've all been there. I'm really grateful that like the first half of my existence, especially while I was younger and a little bit more naive, there wasn't as many cameras and recording device. Like we were really dumb back in the day.
Oh,
it's just nobody recorded it. Like the same kind of stupid shenanigans you see now. It's just no one knew about it.
Oh, it was even dumber because there was no proof. Like no.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There was no. Do you know how many times when the internet first came out that my parents would be like, you got to be careful what you put out there, and it's gonna follow you forever. I'm hoping it does.
Oh, it will.
I hope it's imprinted in people's minds. Just my ass waving and shaking and jiggling. Like yeah. That sound. Yeah, that.
Definitely getting demonetized on this one.
Sorry.
No, you're not. Don't lie to my audience. You're not upset.
I'm not sorry.
No, not in the least bit. No, I'm thrilled that I went to high school, like I graduated in the 90s. It's just like, oh, no. There was no proof. And if someone was filming something, there was a giant fucking camcorder there. You knew.
You knew. And like the pictures were blurry. Do you remember having to like take your photos to like Eckerd's or CVS or Walgreens, whatever the fuck, and get them developed and have to wait a week?
Oh, yeah. And you didn't know how they came out until like you got them and like, oh, that looked like shit.
Oh, yeah. No. I was with my niece the other day and I took a picture on a disposable camera. I gave her a disposable camera. She's like, oh, this is so cute. And I took a picture of it, the first one, and she's like, okay, let me see it. I'm like, you can't see it, baby. We got to finish the roll first. And then she's like, well, then how do I know what I look like? I'm like, you just hope that you got the picture. She's like, but how do I know it's the right angle? I'm like, you're fucking 7. What's the right angle? What are you talking about? Shut up. Just enjoy the camera. You're welcome. But also, I explained and she's just like, I don't understand why you would do that. Why would you wait so long? I'm like, we didn't have instant access to photos or anything like that. You had to wait. She's like, but what if somebody saw a picture you didn't want them to see? I'm like, well, you made a new friend at the pharmacy.
Right.
Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, and that's why being a photographer back in the day was such an actual skill.
Oh yeah. It really still is, though. It's an art, the lighting and everything. And
Well, I agree, but as someone who got into photography in the digital age, I can be wrong hundreds of times over the course of an SD card.
Yep. And you can also correct it with Photoshop and editors like that.
You could even film back in the day, you could digitally scan it and then make corrections if you're a real professional back in the day.
Right.
But I can still be like, I can instantly know like, oh, that was a little fuzzy. The lighting wasn't quite right. The angle wasn't quite right. Back in the day, you had what? The max, like 20-something shots to a roll?
Maybe, but I mean, for those major marketing campaigns or photography shoots like that, people would go through hundreds and hundreds of films. And then you remember they would have the small prints and with the little glass that you would look at it to take a look at.
The negatives and shit, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Now, I'm old, but I'm not. I didn't graduate in the 90s.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm elderly. I'm fucking elderly.
No, you're not. Stop it. Somebody called me middle-aged the other day and I almost smacked them. I was like, absolutely not.
I mean, technically.
No. We're living to be later in age. I'm not middle-aged. Fuck that shit.
I mean, who knows?
Listen, it's like that MILF category thing. Like, yes, I know I'm voluptuous. And yes, technically I just turned 36. I could have at this point had a child at 18 and then they'd be 18 right now.
They could be performing already.
Ew. That was a visceral like but I still don't feel like a mommy or like a MILF because I don't even have houseplants. I don't have dogs. I don't have cats. I don't take care of anything other than myself. And, sometimes that's questionable.
I'm right there with you. I mean, that's why I got vasectomy.
We all are. We all, are workaholics in our own right and sometimes put our own needs aside. So I think it's really funny when companies try and portray me as one thing. And when people meet me, they're like, you're just this ball of youthful energy. Why do people make you seem like you're 40 something? And I'm like, no, I'm a very young 36.
Ouch. I'm 40 something. Ouch. Ouch. Thank you. Ouch.
If it makes you feel any better, I like them older.
Not that kind of podcast.
Okay. And now we drink. Cheers.
Yes, we're living older, but still because of American food and the overall bell curve, the average life expectancy is still like mid-70s.
Is it?
Yeah.
I feel like evil never dies, so I never will.
As the old saying goes, only the good die young.
Yeah, I'm not good.
I'm aware.
I'm good at it, though.
Well, good. That's a lot of goods in a sentence. Bad grammar, Matt. Bad. Thankfully, this is, and now we drink, and now we grammar.
Yeah, no. I would not be able to survive that podcast.
You haven't survived this one yet.
This is true. This is factual statements.
There's still much of this podcast. By the end of it, you're just like, why did I agree to do this? Fuck. No, but I am thrilled to finally fucking have you on because we've planned this like 4 or 5 times at this point.
Yeah. Schedule has been insane, but I'm so glad that we finally got to. And if anything, it's been better because it's given us more material. We've talked so many times. We've joked. We've hung out, especially at these events and conventions and stuff. So we have like a good rapport already. We know each other pretty well. I feel very comfortable with you.
Aww.
I think that's, yeah. I think that's something that sometimes other podcasts can lack because you don't know the person, so you kind of have your guard up. You're a little bit more, and then of course there's things that bring the guard down a little bit, but nothing really as much as feeling like you're having just a regular conversation with a friend. How many times have we had a drink and just hung out and talked shit and just like, like
Not enough times though. Not enough.
not enough. But this is the first of many.
I know.
Well, not the first, but yeah.
Yeah. You're just like, maybe first of many.
No, this isn't the first of this isn't the first time is what I mean. Like we hung out, Xmas Miami, we hung out at the Avian house party not long ago. I think I saw you at the pass party.
Yes.
X3. So.
Yep. There's.
And then it would have been Urban X, but someone's not going.
Yeah, well. Yeah.
He has nothing to say, but yeah.
I'm fucking nominated. I should be there.
You should fucking be there. Okay, so if you win, I'm accepting your award for you because I've never gotten an award, so I'm just gonna pretend it's mine. I'm gonna be like, thank you to all the fans. Thank you for everyone who's been on my podcast.
There's no chance I'm winning. There's no chance I'm winning.
You say that, but like that's me. That's like me saying there's no chance of me winning Female Creator of the Year. Come on.
There's a much better chance of that.
No, well, have you seen who I'm up against? No. I'd be surprised.
You're the host.
I would literally, I'm the host, but that's about it. I can't imagine. I will literally be like, me? Creator? Did you guys count the votes right?
I'm just fairly certain I'm not winning.
I like your podcast. I voted for you. So I hope that you make it. Like
I voted for you for creator.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I've never actually consumed your content.
Well, I'll send you a link for a free trial. Yeah, you just
would that make you happy?
I don't know. Would it make you happy?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
Oh, well, it might make you happy. I don't know what kind of content you're into, but yeah, maybe.
I'm generally not into jerking off to my friends.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm friend zoned. Wait, hold on.
I just said like less than 10 minutes ago, I'd put out. Jesus. There is a big asterisk on I don't want to watch my friends' scenes with the asterisk of unless I've actually had sex with them.
Okay, so here's the thing. Everyone talks about like the friend zone. I have a theory.
Okay.
Hot take. Friend zone is not as bad as people think.
I just don't think it exists.
I fuck my friends regularly. All the time.
So are we not friends? Wow.
Hold up. I think family zone is worse than friend zone because if I consider you family, I am never going anywhere near your penis or vagina. The woman that just walked out here, that's my assistant and best friend, I love her to death. I would never go near her vagina, not for any other reason other than she's family to me. And so like there's certain levels to this. There's layers to this bitch. And so like I feel like friend zone, you can still get fucked. You may not have the relationship that you want, but you can still get fucked. Family zone, that's not the thing.
I'm on record saying this. I don't believe the friend zone exists. Mm-hmm. If you are in the friend zone as a dude, you put yourself there. You because if you are not getting what you want from any relationship,
right,
walk the fuck away from it.
Absolutely.
So you cannot be in this friend zone. No, fuck that.
Unless you allow yourself to stay there.
That's not a friend zone. You're my friend. Mm-hmm. That's not. Friend zone implies that there's some unrequited attraction, desire. I want something more, and I have been punished to this place of being a friend. Mm-hmm. Like, no. If you're my friend, that's awesome. That's what I want out of this.
Yeah.
And if we're friends that fuck, cool.
Awesome.
But friend zone, no.
That makes sense. Okay, I like that take too. I'll adopt both. I think it's important to be flexible.
Well, it's just a matter of self-respect because if you're just like, if you as a dude or you as a woman are just like, I am not getting what I want out of any fucking relationship. I want more. I want to be romantically involved with you. I want to be sexually active with you, whatever it is. And the other party is not reciprocating, which is more than their fucking right to have. Mm-hmm. Don't fuck anyone you don't want to fuck. Don't be romantically involved with anyone you don't.
Absolutely.
But if you're not getting what you want, walk the fuck away.
It's really hard though, isn't it? Like
no.
We've all been in those relationships where it's like they're past their expiration and you maybe should walk away, but you're just like, I just want to try to make it work. I feel like we've all been in those. I know I have.
I have. And I've learned that was a fucking mistake.
You're absolutely right. I definitely realize that is a mistake now. But Jesus, it took me going through that once or twice for me to realize that's not the pattern I want to repeat.
Fuck no.
Like, if I know it's not serving me and it's not serving us and it's just I'm not happy. There's a piece of advice that someone gave me in the industry many years ago. And it's as true then as it is now. And it sounds so simple and it sounds so stupid. Choose joy. But if you think about it, if you're in a situation that is not serving you or you're not happy in, like you say, walk the fuck away, because at the end of the day, you're the one that has to live your life. And it becomes exceedingly difficult when you're choosing to live for someone else or for someone else's joy.
Oh, and you shouldn't. It'll make you fucking miserable. You'll grow to resent that fucking person.
Oh, yeah, I did. I mean, yes, it does.
Yeah, you'll grow to resent that fucking person. And people fucking change just because we were awesome together at one point. The sex was rad at one point. 100 other reasons.
Just say rad.
Rad. I did say rad, yeah.
That was so cute. Say it again. Slowly.
Rad.
Sorry. It was just funny.
I've been led to believe that, I'm funny at times. People have told me this. They all could be lying to me. But anyways.
Okay. The way I describe you is like you're a comedian who has a podcast, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah. You're funny. You're a funny dude to be around. Every time I'm around you, I'm always laughing.
Gonna blush. But I'm going to go back to my original point there.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Wheel it back in. I've been in relationships. Like, I was in a weird, toxic on and off thing for the better part of a decade.
Oh, I've done one of those.
And it was
your 20s?
My 30s.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that happens too.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was mostly off. It was just one of those things where we like reconvened way down the road. And it was just like, when we reconvened, it was just like, I had so much fucking trauma from the first go around that like I didn't handle it well. And I realized, though, when things are good with her and I, fucking amazing.
Awesome.
When things are remotely bad with us, they're real bad because we both have a lot of fucking trauma when it comes to this shit. And it's just like, it doesn't get resolved.
Yeah.
And it eventually ended up with me being like, yo, I love you to death, but we are toxic as shit for each other. Have a good life.
Oof. Not even the, hey, we can be friends and keep in touch?
No, because we were friends for a number of years.
Okay.
Like, we dated in 2010, broke up, didn't speak for like almost 4 years. Like, she fucking DM slid me on Snapchat.
Okay.
Same phone number, so.
Yeah.
And just caught me at a point where it was just like, oh, hey, what's up? Like, enough time had passed.
Isn't it funny how they always enter your life again, like at a moment of weakness where you're just like, maybe it could kind of.
And we were legitimately like, friends for a number of years. Like, and then right before the pandy, like, she came out here to visit me and like, we ended up hooking up, and then like it started getting
toxic again.
Yeah, it started.
Sometimes, honestly, I've done that. I did that. I was in a relationship on and off for like close to 10 years. We did 5 solid years together, in my early 20s. And then in my late 20s, we were on and off. And oh man, was I a hoe.
Was this the dude you were going to see after the high school hookup?
Yeah, okay, so like we broke up. So at that point, we were just, on and off. And so I would hook up with the guy from high school. And then, and that would be in the morning early. And then he'd leave to the gym and I'd go to the other dude's house, my ex's house. I'd fuck him a couple times and then he'd go and do something. This was like on my day off and shit. And then at night I'd go on a date with somebody else from middle school that I knew that I had a crush on. And then I'd fuck him. And all 3 of them would be like, wow, one of them told me you fuck like a porn star. The other one said you fuck like it's a sport and you're winning. And then the other one would be like, bro, I've never met anyone who fucks like you. And I'm like, I should really get paid for this. I'm doing a service because I'm still not getting my nut off. I still go home and play with the Hitachi.
Why did you not say to one of these dudes, like, here's a Hitachi, use this?
They would have felt emasculated, to be honest.
Well, then why are you fucking bitches that, feel emasculated by trying to get you off?
Because it's Miami and almost every man in their 20s in Miami is emasculated by anything.
Well, upgrade.
Yeah, well, I did. I upgraded to the adult world.
Yeah, but that's not real life. That's not real life.
Oh yes, but when you play off camera, these people, it is very real life, and it is very like what would satisfy you. I mean, like I eventually ended up, dating someone who like made me come orally. That doesn't happen very easily for me. And I mean, yeah, it's literally the best fuckers on the planet, literally. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's so great. That's not why I joined the industry.
Well, I'm assuming you joined for money.
Money is a part of it, but also I wanted to work with like-minded people, travel, make my own schedule, and I think the personal autonomy part of making my own schedule was the biggest factor. The money is definitely worth it. It wouldn't be worth it without it, but losing my anonymity is the only thing that can replace that is being able to wake up when I want most days.
It's not like you woke up when you wanted today. Shit.
No, 6:00 in the morning, no. But being able to make my own schedule. Now, ironically, I work more, I would say harder and more now than I did working a normal 9 to 5, but that's because I'm my own boss and I'm able to hire the people that I want to work with and be around people I want to work with. And like there's a certain creative aspect to this that just really does it for me. It's cathartic in a way almost. And yeah, like the sex is awesome.
Well, and that's the thing about entrepreneurship that people don't fucking talk about. It's like, oh no, it's not like a 9 to 5 where when you clock out on the 9 to 5, it's not your job to give a fuck anymore until you clock back in.
Right. And that's not the case.
Here, you have to give a fuck 24 fucking 7.
The internet doesn't sleep.
Right.
So after a long day of running errands and doing everything I need to do for Urban X this weekend, I started going on my Minx. I have a Minx platform and it's like Sex Panther. It's one of my favorite platforms to use. But I literally fell asleep with the phone in my hand while trying to sext people because I was just filling in my hours of the day. And pretty much the moment that I fall asleep to the moment I wake up, it's the only time I have away from the industry for the most part. Unless there's like a day or two where I'm just like, you know what? I'm just here, team, here's everything. You handle it for a little while. I'm just gonna take some time for me.
I mean, that shit's important. Trying to find
it is.
Trying to find a little bit of that balance is fucking important. I fail at that shit all the time, but it's important. I've been
Yes.
told.
It is important. It's a balancing act, and it's something that's really rare in this society because most people live to work. And so my focus has been slightly shifting into working to live, travel more. Like, okay, I'm going on this trip to Amsterdam, then the UK. I'm going to do that Harry Potter studio tour that I was telling you about that I'm super psyched about. And while I'm there, I'm going to take a bunch of BTS because my fans are going to want to see me geek out. I know this because I speak so passionately about the subject when I'm on my lives and stuff like that. And people will start chiming in and being like, oh, did you hear about this? And what about that? And I'll give my opinions about things. And they're like, wow, this is really, you're really passionate about it. I'm like, yeah, well, Harry Potter changed my life. And I explain that. And
What house?
oh, I'm a Gryffindor. I'm a Gryffindor. Was there any doubt about that?
I just had to know.
What house are you?
I don't. I think I'm Slytherin. I think.
I'm leaving.
Well, that was fun. I was taking off. So, folks, now that we're doing a solo podcast, ignore the laughter. She's not here.
I'll just move away.
She left. Just took off on me. I don't know if I'm going to air this one because, like,
what?
I was looking forward to a nice long conversation with her, and then she left me.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm here by myself.
I mean, because you're Slytherin. I mean, I left. Never mind.
She can't commit to the bit either. So, well, and that's the thing. I will not ask anyone how they came up with their stage name or any of that garbage, but I will ask their house.
Oh yeah, you should. Absolutely.
Every girl in this industry
has a house.
Has a house.
I think you'd have to be Gen Alpha for you not to have a house.
Oh no, even them.
And they're too young to be in the industry right now. So
is it reset? Like, are they alphas now?
Yeah, it's alphas now. It was millennials. Well, boomers, Gen X, millennials, and there's a bunch of sub ones, and then there's Gen Z, and then Gen Alpha, which is now currently just about to go to high school. So I feel old.
You feel old shit.
I think technically you fall into Gen X.
No, I am barely a millennial. I am like
you're not as
I'm an elder millennial. I'm an elder millennial. Like Gen X ends like 60 days before I was born.
Really?
Like my birthday's early February 81.
Okay, yeah,
it's
definitely.
like it's just like I very much more identify with Gen X than I do with being a millennial.
Yeah, you were. What's the term with the latchkey kids?
Yeah, I was a latchkey kid.
You had no seatbelts in the car. Like they smoked in restaurants when you.
I smoked in restaurants.
What?
I was a smoker as a teenager.
Okay, sure, cool, okay.
I was left to my own devices. Like,
As most Gen X are.
I started hanging out in like coffee houses with adults at like 14, 15.
Yeah.
And like you could smoke in coffee houses in those
Right.
days. So I started smoking at 15.
Remember when they used to smoke on planes too?
That's before my time.
Okay.
Jesus.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude.
I remember there being ashtrays in the seats.
I do remember that. I
But
remember
there weren't-
the little right in front of the thing. It was, yeah, man. Oh, man.
But no one ever smoked on a plane. But yeah, no. Because I also, in Chicago, the Clean Air Act didn't pass till like the 2000s.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I was 21 in bars when you could still smoke in bars.
Wow.
Hell, I had quit.
Now they basically arrest you for vaping.
Oh, for sure. And part of me really misses a smoky fucking bar.
Okay, for the vibe content, but I honestly, like, I'm not a smoker, so it's
Well, and I'm not a
unless it's
cigarette.
weed.
I'm not a cigarette smoker anymore. Like I had quit cigarette smoking by 21,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to bring a pack to put on the bar
Mhm.
when you could still smoke in bars to strike up conversations with girls because girls would come to bum a smoke off me.
Okay. Oh, smart. That's like the dog, like bringing a puppy around and like having. Wow, you got game. I see you. Okay.
Yeah.
You would sit with it lit and not even really smoke.
Oh no, I just have the pack chilling on the bar.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you had it lit in the ashtray, they would know you had a lighter and you had cigs. So
No, I just have the fucking full pack just sitting on the bar in front of me next to my drink.
no, I used to have the candies. You remember the
Oh, yeah.
candies that they you would like, and it would the like
The
powder.
sugar.
Yeah, the sugar. Yeah, that was back in the day.
That wasn't indoctrination at all.
Listen, and the fact that they look like little weed joints, they used to piss my family off so bad. Yeah.
Is your family like very straight laced on that sort of shit?
No, they're not. They just, they didn't like the idea of, their 5 or 6-year-old like buying these packs from the ice cream truck that had like little, essentially they look like little joints. They didn't look like cigarettes. They were shaped like joints. I remember it clearly. Now that I'm older, I'm like, oh, that was a joint. For sure that was a joint. There was no like filter on it. It didn't look like a cigarette. No. And I thought it was so cool. And then I looked at my mom and was like, but you do it. Yeah, well.
Parents are often like, do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
And that never works.
My parents were weekend warriors at one point in their life. They would go to a club on Friday and they wouldn't leave till Monday. Like there would be like showers.
Is that how you came into the world?
No, I am the product of a cold blizzard with a power outage and no cable on a cold night in New York. That's where I was conceived. I know the story too well. Ew. Ew. And somewhere down the line, 9 months later, I hello.
I just got visions of your father. Yeah, and I blew ropes into your mouth.
Ew. Oh God. Now I'm done. I'm leaving. I am leaving. I cannot. Just goodbye. Oh my God. Oh. I'm gonna drink. I need to drink I need to like wash my brain of the images. I insist that my family members are like Ken and Barbie dolls. There's nothing there. It's chopped off.
You're the second coming of Jesus. It was immaculate conception.
Yes. The devil spawned me. Like I just
Oh, the devil fucks.
Yeah.
So you couldn't be the spawn of the devil. The devil definitely fucks.
Yes, she does.
Like, no, it's only Mary's lazy ass that just
laid there.
just laid there and just like, I'm pregnant.
I have so many things to say. We'll say it off air.
I'll say it on air. Like, did Mary just get blackout drunk and that's how she claimed that she didn't fuck?
Or maybe she had like a extramarital affair and
I'm sure she
trouble. Didn't want to get in trouble. This is the son of God.
For fuck's sake, humans have been consuming alcohol longer than we've been riding horses. So
Yeah.
she definitely could have just, gotten fucking blotto and
or consuming like pot. Like that was definitely a thing. I hate when people are like, oh yeah, that's new. No, bro. The original pages were written on hemp paper.
well, there's a reason our brains accept cannabinoids. Like there's receptors in our brain for it.
It's a natural pain reliever
Yeah.
and sleep aid.
Well, and there's also the stoned ape theory about part of the reason we developed as large brains as we did is we were following behind, cattle and stuff like that, and ate psilocybin mushrooms out of the manure.
Oh, that actually makes some sense. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll take that.
I mean, it's a theory. I'm not a scientist. I am regurgitating someone else's shit.
I definitely want to read into that more. That sounds really interesting.
Let me pull up the stoned ape theory real quick.
Ooh.
The stoned ape theory is a controversial theory that claims that the transition from Homo erectus to Homo sapien and cognitive revolution were caused by the addition of psilocybin mushrooms to the human diet around 100,000 years ago.
Okay.
The quick and dirty of it.
I'm gonna have to wiki the whole thing now.
Do you fuck around with psilocybin?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't. So I'll try and do smaller dosages only because I get my stomach hurts. But every once in a while, I'll go for like a big. I think the most I'd done was like 6 grams.
That's a heroic fucking dose.
No.
Like the most I ever did was a lot. Like I thought you were about to be like
that was honestly like 2 years ago. It was a while. It was a while ago.
I thought you were about to totally say like, oh yeah, the most I've ever done is like a stem and a cap. I'm like 6 grams. God damn, that is almost a quarter of a fucking ounce.
I know. I had a whole like mind altering evolution happen after that. But for the most part, I'll do like 1 to 2 grams, 3 on a fun night. I really like microdosing. I recently went and microdosed. We did about a gram and a half and went to a Dead concert at the Sphere in Las Vegas. And it was so much fun. The visuals were insane. The music was incredible. I felt like my brain orgasmed in ways that it like unfolded and then refolded back up. And it was cool.
I love that you consider 1 gram a microdose because that is not a microdose.
It's not?
No.
That's a microdose. It's just a little itty bitty baby. It's just the one. They're gonna be like, you're insane.
I regularly macrodose, but
listen, my friends from back home, my day ones, are like literal rainbow fam. So they're a bunch of hippies. I love them. And so for them, eating a 10 strip of acid is like normal. And so like, hey, here's some mushrooms. How much is it? I don't know. Just chug them. Just,
Microdosing is no more than 0.5 grams.
Oops. I have no comment. That's a microdose for me.
I also almost never take less than 1/8, so.
Yeah, I mean, so one of the fun things that we're going to do in the UK when I go out there is we're going to like this area of Ireland that is kind of, it's myth. It's supposedly where fairies come from. It's where a lot of religion was born because it was so beautiful and so inexplicable that they had to create these characters to explain how these formations were made. And that's how religion originated in some aspects. So we're going to go take some acid or some mushrooms and have fun over there and just.
I shouldn't admit that because that's real illegal in the UK.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
That's real illegal in the UK.
Allegedly. That's the alleged plan. It may not happen.
Yeah, don't go to UK prison. Please don't.
No, I have no
I
intention.
love that you're inviting me along on this trip. You're like, oh, you want to go to jail with me, Matt?
Okay, that wasn't the intent. But also, it's going to be a great time. It's going to be
going to jail does not sound like
not that part.
The Misfits even wrote a song called London Dungeon that makes it sound like it's not going to be a good time.
No, okay, so not that part, but I mean, like, first off, we're speaking hypothetically, right? Yeah, that's a hypothetical, the whole thing, like my lawyer's.
It's a fantasy.
Yeah, it's a fantasy, exactly. And if my lawyer's watching, that's what we're using for this. It's a fantasy.
I fantasize about.
Yeah, we're allegedly fantasizing hypothetically about this situation. But yeah, no, it should be a really good time. I fuck with hallucinogens sometimes for fun,
Oh, I do on the regular. Like,
yeah.
I do shrooms at this point probably.
How do you like them? Do you like stem and cap them?
Oh, I just stem and cap them. Yeah.
Okay, because I've literally emulsified them into like powder and then thrown them into applesauce or peanut butter or like, capsules and just drop them like that because sometimes it's easier. I don't like the taste.
I'm not a big fan of the taste. Like Sunday, I literally ate 1/8 and then just washed it down with an energy drink.
I highly recommend next time you're just doing the pure like caps and stems, grind them up a little bit in a grinder. I know you got one of those. And then and then take a spoonful of chunky peanut butter, stick them on or in or with him, and like you can't with the texture and the flavor masks it, and the
I
texture
don't care.
is completely.
Omp.
Oh, I can't do that. I'll throw out.
Yeah, no, I literally washed it down with an energy drink. Hour later,
Why an energy drink?
this is what I had in hand.
Okay, all right. Because I was gonna say that's
I need caffeine.
flavor. Okay, all right. You wanted to be hyper and tripping face. Cool. All right, cool.
Yeah, and
Cool.
I put ate the eighth, and then about an hour later, I ate dinner.
I can't eat.
Oh yeah, full on empty stomach.
I can't eat during. I have to like wait until the high comes down a little bit, and then I can maybe eat something light.
Oh,
like.
So you're fucking up. Kimchi is magical while you're tripping.
Ooh, really?
The texture and the spice.
I'm so picky about it's got to be good kimchi. You know how like you get some kimchi and it's just too vinegary or just it just doesn't.
See, I get my kimchi
proper
from
amount of crunch.
I get my kimchi from an actual Korean market. So
it's not fair. We don't. I mean, we have them in Vegas, but it's not.
Well, this is what you get for living in Vegas.
Well, you know what? Okay, don't come for me, sir.
I will. I lived in Vegas. I will come for you. I lived in Vegas for 3 years.
Will you? Oh wait, it's not that kind of podcast.
Now we drink.
I
got pour more.
I'll wait for you.
Well, I mean, that's generally probably not how it's going to go. I mean, I'll probably pop first, but
I was having this conversation with Max in the car. She's like, "How long do people usually last with you?" And I'm like, "Off camera, not long."
Well, then
Sometimes
maybe
they don't make it past the blowjob.
Well, then maybe you do want to have me after I've had a couple drinks because I have the kind of whiskey dick where I generally just can't pop immediately or won't pop at all when I've been
Stay hard.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the fun one.
It is until it isn't.
Oh, okay.
Eventually, it's just like I'm sweating, I'm exhausted, I'm dehydrated. I'm just like, I really want to come.
And
My body's just like, nah.
Well, at that point, you're just dehydrated. You need to. From what I don't have a penis, so I can't really say, but I've heard at that point you got to just take a shower really quick to cool down and give yourself like 5-10 and then go back into it. And that's from performers who have told me that like they just from like almost like edging because you know when you're shooting a scene, you can't come right away. You just got to like hold and edge it. Sometimes you edge it for so long you can't do it and then you've got these lights on you and room full of people, it's hot, the AC's off, and then all of a sudden you're sweating buckets. And let's face it, the guys carry the scene. I said it. The guys carry the scene. Thank you.
Well, yeah, there's a reason I never wanted the job.
Yeah, the guys carry the scene. Yeah, it's true. Their purpose is to make sure the woman looks good at all times and make sure that the camera is catching the penetration and the angle. And doing that requires an insane amount of awareness and physical fitness because if I'm not in the right position, fucking flip me into it. And if that means you have to grab me and pick me up to do so, you better do it.
I'll do that in real life, but I'm also not looking to do that for, an angle. I'm looking to do that because it's fun.
Okay, that's different. But I mean, like, yeah.
I was just putting that out there.
This is why the guys, I feel like are very underrated.
But it's what they signed up for. If they got into this, be like, I get to bang hot chicks. You're not in the job for the right reason.
Not for the right reasons. Not for the right reasons. You really have to look at this like a business because there's so much that happens on the back end that most people don't really get to see or realize or recognize. And some of the most creative people I know and some of the best editors I know are men in this industry who have no other choice but to be creative about the same content that they're getting from me. And we do a scene together and we do content, 9 times out of 10, the fan is going to want to buy the scene from me. Why? Because they're talking to me.
Right.
So how do they get to sell that same exact scene, the same exact cut of the scene? Well, they can edit it their own way. And when they put together a trailer, they can make it really creative and really interesting, really fun with music or transitions or however they want to do it. Sometimes there's even lead-ins of like a little bit of a premise. And I think that again, for a female, I could just pop up the scene on there. It doesn't really have to do very much. I can put a GIF of like a picture or 2 seconds of it and it'll sell. I don't have to worry too much. But some of the guys I know put together full 30-second, 1-minute trailers that are like, yo, I want to see that. I don't even care about the sex. It just looks like it's really amazingly shot. And I think in order to be a male creator in this industry, you have to be creative and have to be dedicated to like the final product of what you're making and selling.
Gone are the days of just show up on set, fucking make your co-star look good
Yeah.
and go home.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. There's so much more to it, especially now with social media. You have to market a whole different way and you have to appeal to larger demographics. It's a lot. It's so much.
Oh, yeah, it never ends.
Oh, yeah.
And you're never going to please everybody. And some people get in their fucking head about that.
Yeah. I do. I definitely.
Why?
I get in my head about these things because I want to please the fans, but I also want to be true to myself. And a lot of times the fans are so gung-ho about like MILF, 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 MILF. You've met me off camera. I am not mommy type of behavior. I'm very like, yes, with my friends, I very much take care of them, but I'm a social butterfly and I'm very like youthful in spirit. And so it becomes challenging when I'm negating who I am to be this character on camera. And then we go to a convention and they're expecting me to be that character at the convention. And I don't want to play your mother at a convention. I want to play me.
Well, yeah, you're around your peers and having fun.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing you want to do is have to fucking play a role.
Yes, exactly. Exactly that.
It's a wild disconnect because it's just like, if you were to meet Sigourney Weaver at a fucking like sci-fi convention, you're not expecting her to be Ellen fucking Ripley.
No. I mean, like, I suppose there are some fans who do expect that.
Yeah, but they're delusional and you shouldn't be catering to them.
Well, I mean, I never want to like make someone feel bad for their fantasy or their kink or niche, but
Well, yeah, but having fantasies and having kinks are fine if you can differentiate between your fantasies, your kinks, and the real world.
that's very true. I think this is part of the reason why I stopped doing so much submissive stuff is because people expected me to be submissive in my real life, and I am a firecracker. I am a spicy tamale.
You don't say.
I will fuck your shit up if you come at me like if you're some kind of dom. I will not let you put your hand around my throat. I'm not wearing a collar for you. Forget about a leash. It's not happening. Like,
Well, now I'm just turned off.
yeah. And then there's guys who literally, well, now I'm just turned off. Like, you lost a fan. I'm like, well, bye. Like, why do
You
you
lost a friend. You lost a friend on. No, fuck you. I'm completely fucking with you on that.
Mr. Craig? No.
Yes, I want.
You're so mean. But you know, like there are fans who do that. I thought you were submissive. I was like, well, you saw a really old video from back in the day when I thought that that's what I wanted my career to look like. But in actuality, the people that I would let have that kind of power or dominance over me were either people very close to me or it was just a scene, and get over the fact that it was just a scene and it's not a lifestyle for me.
People need to understand, if there's a camera rolling, it's been produced.
Yes.
That's just how it works. Like, there are varying degrees of how real it is. Like, this is an unscripted conversation. People, do not comment on why Carmela did not say a certain thing that you want her to say.
Why didn't she bend over and show her asshole? We didn't like script this out. It's just, you know,
Right.
Yeah.
But this is still produced. This is still edited.
Yeah.
And anything that has a camera with it, period,
Mm-hmm.
is edited and produced to some degree.
So I do this thing on my OF where when I'm in town, I do coffee with Clutch. So I get on first thing in the morning. Hair is a mess. There's no makeup on, but I am nude, making coffee in the morning, and I answer any questions that fans have, whether it be about scenes, about sex, about relationships, about my personal life. I will answer almost anything. I wait for the third sip of coffee to answer the hard questions, but you know, like, and for the most part, it's great. But even that is scripted to a degree because there's things that I won't divulge. There's names I won't say. There's things that I'll like trace around without getting too deep into it because I know that it's maybe not the type of conversation I want to have out there on the internet for everyone to hear and see.
You don't want to just be like 2 sips of coffee and be like, so I'm pro-life. That bitch has got to keep its term.
No. For the record, no.
Well, I was just coming up with the most ridiculous thing I could think of.
But. Yeah, no, but sometimes, you know, fans will ask me about politics or really hot button issues, and I definitely have an opinion on them, but I feel like that's my personal opinion, not necessarily Carmela's opinion. And not that I don't want to offend people, but because my mere existence offends people sometimes.
Deeply offended right here. Just deeply offended.
Oh, boo-hoo.
No, it's the world's smallest violin.
Smallest violin, this one. But Yeah, so sometimes I don't want to, divulge that stuff, or I just feel like it's not appropriate at the time, or
Well, and some things need to be for you and people that are in your real life.
yeah, that's a big part. And finding that boundary of like what is for me and what is for the people in my life and what is for Carmela is those are three different things. It's kind of hard to balance. Again, balancing seems to be the theme.
Yeah. There has to be some sort of balance. Because there is no like fucking hard and fast roadmap for this industry.
Right.
Because there are performers out there that are performing under their legal fucking names.
You know what? It's scary, but I'm going through something with my IG that I have to verify it, and the only way to do it is to do it through my legal, and it's a scary thing. I don't understand how. Yeah, I know.
Well, I'm just curious because this is something I was talking with other people about. I don't know if it works or not. Who actually owns the trademark of Carmela Clutch?
Where the paperwork is in process right now.
Yeah, it takes like a year.
Like a year and a half, they're backed up. So I don't have a year and a half to wait and be off Instagram. So the only other way to do it is to go and use my legal name and then go back to anybody who's used my stage name and say, hey, you owe me money. And
But won't that have your legal name on your IG then?
it will. I literally had a sit down with the whole team because I would not be where I am without my team. I sat with my business manager, my lawyer, my publicist, and a couple of other like close friends to like consult with, like, hey, how do you feel about this? And if you do hear people, because now then people might know and start reaching out to people that I know personally in my personal life. If you do hear anything, please don't say anything, let me know and I'll take care of it from there. But yeah, it's a process. I sat down with the whole team and we said, hey, so what are we going to do? And we decided this was the best course of action. And I'll tell you the reasons why off camera, because they're a little bit more personal. But there was a whole conversation that needed to be had, and we had to like really consider, okay, is this this is the best thing to do for the brand at the time, because we didn't trademark early enough. And mainly because I didn't know. There's, like you said, there's no exact science to this. I like to think of this industry as like there's like recipes. There are a lot of ways to make gumbo, right? There's a bunch of different ingredients you can use, and no particular method or way is the right or wrong way. You still get to the end the same way. Just you might use the steps in a different order or use different ingredients, and it's really up to you to determine what's going to go in that. And that's the process I'm in right now. It's kind of I like to say that I'm in my adolescence phase of the industry. I was in the beginning. I was really excited about it. I'm still very excited about what I do. But now is a phase where I am figuring out what works for me and me alone. Okay, that's cool. That works for her. I'm going to try it and see it. Okay, that worked for me. Oh, no, that didn't work for me. I'll leave it. And kind of groom my brand accordingly. And it's it's a little scary because it's out there for everyone to see.
And they're forever.
And people are noticing. They're like, oh, I see you're really coming into your own. Like you're taking more time for this or that, or you're dressing differently, or your look is changing, but only slightly. And it's because I'm perfecting the things that I like and leaving what I don't like.
And oh my God, you're a human who, looks change. People,
Yeah.
I had someone fucking comment on someone else's post like, oh, I can't believe that person put on weight. I'm like, yeah, because they're an actual human being. And sometimes when people
Fuck off. Like
when people get older, they retain weight. It's a thing that happens to humans.
the fuck off. If you are worried about my weight, you are not worried enough about your own life. I've had so many fans tell me I'm not following you anymore because you've lost so much weight. The fuck off of my page. Please get the fuck off my page. I don't care. You're either in it to watch me grow as a person, and you should be like, we all should be very lucky and realize how lucky we are that creators are out there putting themselves out there like that for us to watch and somewhat judge and join them in this journey. My health and wellness journey has been a big issue for me. I've had a lot of fans be like, well, I liked you better as a this or that or as a BBW. I'm like, first off, I was never a BBW. You need to learn your categories. And second, I don't care what makes your dick hard. I'm doing this for my health.
Well, and on top of it, the footage still exists. Go back and watch. Go back and watch that.
Yeah, go back and watch that because I'm this way.
Right.
You know, like, this is for my health and wellness. And when people are like, oh, well, why did you do it? Listen, in my early 20s, I was pre-diabetic. I had hypertension. I physically, my bones ached walking up stairs. I couldn't wear heels. I couldn't walk down a hallway without getting winded. I didn't like that. I went the exact opposite way and became, I had a raging eating disorder and it was bad. And then I came into the industry which didn't make it better because I was traveling and eating garbage. Now I'm finally getting into a rhythm of my own and this is what I want for my life. You should be happy for me. And if not, then you can get the fuck on.
If this is not where you want to spend your money elsewhere. Don't fucking say shit about it. Just go about your day.
Yeah. Yeah. Mind your business.
Mind your fucking business. Spend your money elsewhere if this is such a fucking deal breaker for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And the funny thing is I've also had an overwhelming amount of fans who have been like, hey, you've inspired me to get up and do something. Like even the littlest thing.
I mean, I'm hoping you're inspiring people to get up.
Yes, that part too. But also like
sorry, that was just too easy. That was
too easy, like me.
Not that kind of show.
Drink. So it's been a process and a journey. And I'm really grateful that there have also been fans that have been like, hey, thank you for sharing this and showing, when you fell doing that squat because, your legs gave out, or showing how difficult it was on your face, or maybe not having the perfect form and then correcting it. Like it shows that you're human and you didn't just buy whatever it is that you want yourself to look like. And I think that's been very rewarding.
What is your thoughts on cosmetic surgery?
Honestly, do whatever is going to make you happy. I don't give a fuck.
How about for you? Have you ever thought about?
Well, I'm going to be very honest. I got a little bit of filler under my eyes. My hair is extensions mostly.
Yeah, but that's not cosmetic surgery.
I got my breasts lifted. They were down here. I got them up.
Okay, that is cosmetic.
Yeah, that's cosmetic. I've never had any filler or anything for my butt. My butt is 1,000% natural. This is arroz con gandules and Pop-Tarts on a glute day. Like literally, I'll do a glute workout day and then just 2 Pop-Tarts. Just grow it.
What flavor?
Ooh, cherry or cinnamon sugar.
I'll accept the cherry.
I bet you will. Not that kind of podcast. Drink. But yeah, I like to make them extra toasty where they're like kind of burnt. Don't judge me. I see you judging me. Don't judge me. Stop judging. Stop it. But I like them a little bit burnt, like overdone, so that like the sugar caramelizes and becomes like almost chewy, crunchy.
See, this is why I miss toaster strudels.
Ew. That's too cake-like. I don't like cakes or anything like no, too doughy. No, never.
All right. I mean, you're entitled to your wrong opinion.
What?
You heard me.
Yeah, but I wish I didn't.
That would make for a weird podcast. Don't hear me for the whole time.
What?
Huh?
Yay. Okay.
All right, little John, get crunk.
Well, I'm on my way.
Well, this is a self-service show that you're allowed to drink as little or as much as you'd
Oh,
like.
my DD is coming back. It's great. I already have a designated driver and everything. It's fantastic. I already knew that.
I know when we originally booked this, you're like, well, I don't really drink.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I go through these cycles of like cutting and growing. And so I tried to, I did stop drinking for a really long time to cut away. Now that I'm away for this thing, they're like, okay, my trainer's like, you can have this, you can have that, you can do bare tequila, you can do like a White Claw or 2 and be fine. Just don't have a bunch of like rum that has a lot of sugar. Don't have, and then I'm actually alcohol intolerant for some things. I can't drink. If I drink champagne, I'll be in the hospital.
Well, we don't want that.
No, we don't want that. I was in the hospital for like a day and a half, but I was spent 4.5 days throwing up profusely. The last time I had 1 glass of champagne, something about the fermentation process of it.
Happy New Year.
No, it wasn't even that. It was random. It was Friday the 13th.
Maybe it had something to do with that, not the champagne.
No. Well, that, and I had a veggie burger, and apparently there's like glutinous filler in those that I didn't know about, and I'm apparently gluten sensitive.
No celiacs, just
I have no idea. I need to go for that test. I just never did. I was so upset with what happened, and I missed a girls' camping trip with like some of my day ones. We were all about to go take a bunch of mushrooms in, a beautiful natural spring in Florida in a cabin. And I had to miss out on the trip because I was so sick.
I'm blaming it on the veggie burger. This is what you get for not eating meat.
Well, I eat meat now.
Well, yeah.
Lots of meat.
Yep.
You walked into it.
Yep.
Walked right into that one.
I did. This is why you should consume animal products.
Cum is an animal product. Humans are animals.
Okay. I hope that you're not trying to do a full workout routine on just the protein from cum.
No.
That would be a lot of cum.
Oh, yeah, no. I did once take 11 loads, and it made my stomach very, very upset.
From the same person?
No. That would be fun, though. Milky just...
That poor guy. Just
No.
I haven't come that much in a day since I was a teenager. Shit.
Wow. No, I did a glory hole gangbang or blow bang. It was 9 guys, but 2 of them went twice and blew twice, which was great. It was a lot of fun. We did.
Did you know which one came twice?
2 of them, I kind of had a feeling. They ate some of the things that I had talked about on a podcast right before about what makes your cum taste different.
Asparagus?
Yeah, don't do that.
That makes your cum taste different.
No, but we said, okay, better. So cucumbers, celery, watermelon, pineapple, lots of water. Those are the things. And if you eat those consistently, especially the day of, your cum is going to taste pretty good. You are what you eat. So I did a little knock on those, and the company that I was working for kind of let me know, like, hey, the times that you knocked, those were the guys that actually ate better to test this theory that we had. And so it's true.
What's your thoughts on pork chops and whiskey?
I like pork chops. I like whiskey. So I have
cool.
happy thoughts about them. Cool. Happy thoughts.
That's been my diet in the last 24 hours.
I love it. But the alcohol intolerance definitely made me slow down. Also, I can't deal with, a 24-hour hangover and then needing to eat something really greasy to soak things up. It doesn't mean I don't ever get, crazy or drunk, because I still do. But it's more selective now. It's much more like, okay, if I can do this, maybe that. I also was concerned about like driving home afterwards. Now I was like, okay, well, now I have a designated driver. I don't have to worry about that.
Oh, no, it's a good call. I didn't tell most people, like, you need a fucking Uber here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. First off, parking is insane.
Yeah, no, I always warn people, I live in Hollywood. Parking sucks.
Yeah, it does. But also, you're going to a show to drink. You know, there's video evidence of you drinking. Maybe take an Uber just in case.
Definitely take an Uber.
Yeah.
At one point, I was joking about like doing a breathalyzer as a bit to see like how much, and I got advised by my lawyer, do not do that.
Oh my God, because then they can see exactly how drunk they are. Yeah.
Yeah, and if someone got a DUI or got into something like.
Yeah, it's proof.
Yeah, it's proof. It's just like, you have plausible deniability right now.
Yeah.
The minute you start breathalyzing people before they leave the show, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Maybe as like an off camera, like just for funsies, do you want to see where you're at kind of thing?
No, we don't need that coming up in court at some point. Like,
yep, you're true. You're right. Yeah, you're under oath.
Yeah, like.
Her blood alcohol level was 0.11.
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, yeah, and you let her leave your. Well, I can't hold her hostage.
Mm-hmm. She kept trying to jump on me, guys. I didn't know what to do, so I just let her go.
I do know what to do there. Say no and move away.
Back away slowly. No means no.
I do not consent in this moment. I'll consent later.
Those are definitely the words that make me like, oh. Like the consent part, I'm just like, oh shit, all right, my bad. Respect and space.
Yeah. As you should, does.
Yeah.
Well, as a fucking adult, like,
Well, in general, like, no matter, even in adolescence at 18, 19.
Children are monsters.
Yes.
I'm not excusing the behavior. I'm just saying it's much more likely to happen with adolescents and children of being told no and then them trying to throw a fucking tantrum. And that's not about like just sex stuff. That's like in general life.
I mean, there are a lot of men, fully grown men, who throw temper tantrums when you say no. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a real thing.
I've been led to believe.
If you have kids, especially if you have a little boy, let him learn the word no. I used to teach these painting classes back in the day at like almost like a sip and paint place. You bring your drinks. But I specialize in teaching the kids classes because I'm actually really good with little kids. And so one time I told them, I said no for some reason. And the mom's like, oh, we don't use the N word. And I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't say the N word. And she's like, no, the word no. And I'm like, you just said it right. What the okay. And she's like, yeah, we would prefer Connor not to hear the word no because we never want him to feel like he can't achieve anything and everything. I'm like, he's a white male and more than likely he's going to be straight. So he's got the whole world at his fingertips. He doesn't necessarily, he needs to be told no every now and again.
No, he needs to be told fucking no often.
Thank you. I was trying to be nice.
No, fuck that. No, people need to be told no often and early.
That's what he was doing. He was taking the paintbrushes and mashing them into the cake, which makes the sugar and it ruins the brush.
Right.
And the brushes are like $20 a pop. You're paying $15 for these kids to paint at this class, each one of them. It's not worth replacing it. Like, please just respect the brushes. Like, just put it back in the water. Stop mashing the cake into the canvas and mashing the paintbrush into it. Like, I have to replace that. That's a whole other thing for me. And she was just like, I just would rather our son know that there's nothing he can't do. And I'm like,
you're raising a monster.
There's a lot that he can't do. And it starts with one person saying no.
You are raising a monster, lady.
Literally. Yeah. I think his name was Connor. So
of course he was.
Yeah. the daughter's name was Piper. It was one of those families. I was just like, wow.
No.
We're all fucked.
People need to be told no early and often.
Yes.
So they get accustomed to it and be like, oh, okay. And in some situations, a no should be a negotiating point, but not when it comes to sexuality and shit like that.
Yeah.
You also need to be able to read the room. There's a time and a place.
Correct.
There's a, hey, no, I don't want to fuck. Okay, cool.
Right.
There's been times where it's like, out with friends, like, I don't want to have another drink. You sure you don't want to have another drink?
Yeah, we're all taking a shot,
Yeah, been a bad influence.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's moments like that too. And at that point, the adult has to like say yes or no to them. And if they say no, I don't want to take a shot with the group. Cool.
Yeah.
No worries about it. Like, offered it, you don't want it, I'm not going to force it down your throat. No. It shook me. I was like, he's how old? 7, 8? And you're letting him run around and cause a mayhem, and he's never heard the word no before. He's going to have so many problems. So many problems.
He's not going to have so many problems as he's going to be the problem.
Well, that part. Yes. I see that happening in the future.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be the fucking problem. Oh.
Sadly. Little Connor, he's probably not watching this, but this was like, oh my God, this was like almost 10 years ago.
So he could be an adult now.
He could. He'd be like 17. Ew! 18. Ew.
Ew. Just, not taking no for an answer.
Ew. That's really unattractive. Yeah. I've been naked in a bed with somebody and we've been flirting all night. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm really tired. I just want to go to sleep. And he was like, okay. And then we literally just went to sleep. There was no problem. In the morning, he got some head because, I felt very comfortable. And at that point, I was just like, hey, there's a hard penis in front of me.
I've literally been inside someone and then they'll be like, oh, I think we should stop. And it was like, oh, okay.
Okay. All right. We should just stop.
Yeah. And it was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah. But you stop because everyone should have license over their own body.
Well, and it became an awkward situation because she was embarrassed about like us stopping. And I went home with a smile on my face. I was just happy to be in the game. I didn't think I was fucking that night.
Oh, see?
I was just like, hey, holy shit.
It's a win. I count it.
Right? Like, yeah, it wasn't to completion, but like we were out on a date and like this is the second time this girl and I had gone out. Like the first time we went out, like it was a fun date, but like there was nothing physical that happened. I was just like, oh, I guess this is not.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second date, and there was months, if not a year, like in between these dates. Like,
yeah.
And then the second day, it's like, went out to dinner, went out to a bar, had a good time. Like I initiated touch a couple times and she was, kind of like, I'm like, oh, okay, she's not feeling it. It's cool.
Mhm.
And then like at some point, some switch, actually the ex-girlfriend who I was talking about earlier texted me and I went, oh shit, my ex is texting me. And she's like, oh, we should give her something to be jealous about. And then all of a sudden her and I are making out at the bar.
Oh, I love it.
And it's just like, okay, that took an unexpected turn. I didn't
expect that.
Yeah, I didn't expect that at all. All right.
Okay.
Back
Series of events.
back to yours or mine, and back to hers, and then like we're going at it, and like it started off protected. She took the condom off me at one point,
Ooh, okay.
and then we kept going at it, and then like I think she realized like, oh shit, I took the condom off him, and then we kept going. That's when she's like put the brakes on. She's like, oh, I should probably.
Yeah. There's always that in the back of my head, like whenever I do have unprotected sex, that I'm just like, if it's off camera and it's not like a scene or whatever, I'm always like, when was the last time this person was tested? And now it's become a point of like almost paranoia where I'm just like, I need to see a test.
Well, yeah, you shouldn't risk your fucking job.
I need, exactly. My livelihood, the livelihood of the people around me. Like,
well, and this was a performer too. So it wasn't like,
right.
this
Okay.
was, and I'm pretty sure she had a scene the next day. So
yeah. Well, and see, that's another thing. You've compromised your test for the next day. Like you never know. And so this is when I get the stories from my friends who now know that I'm doing this. They're like, oh, I have the craziest story to tell you about this, that, the other. In the back of my mind, I'm like, wow, that sounds really cool. But also, when was the last time any of you were tested? Like, seriously? Well, like, really?
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, like a year ago, I'm fine. I'm like, how many people have you fucked between now and then? I mean, like maybe 20, but we're good. Like
maybe 20.
My dick is not leaking anything. I'm like, that doesn't mean anything, sir.
So most of it is asymptomatic, first and foremost. 2,
yeah.
The average person in America has like 7 partners over their lifetime.
Is that an actual verifiable fact?
You got to figure out the people that have like one partner ever really fucking throw off the curve.
I was going to say, because I honestly, like, I think I hit that number at like 19.
Oh,
and anyone who was a late bloomer.
Anyone who's cool is well over that number. But
yeah, no, like before coming into the industry, I was pushing 40.
Yeah. I have no idea how many partners I've had. I've never performed. Like, I have no idea how many people I've had sex with.
I'm trying to like guesstimate, and I think I'm coming up to like the 500 mark. I would say comfortably between 300 and 500, maybe. That's a big gap, I realize. But
sorry, it's gone up. It's gone up. It's a 2018 study. The average men reported an average of 14.14 lifetime partners, while women reported 17.12 or 7.12.
Okay, so seven people
for women. Yeah,
they're lying. Those women are lying.
But even if
women are lying.
Well, you figured
the 3-1 rule. You know that the women give.
Okay, but dudes are over exaggerating. So you're saying like the dudes aren't at 14?
No. Most guys get rejected a lot more than you think.
Oh no, I'm an average looking dude. I've been rejected plenty of times in my life.
Right, which is why it's important to know the word no. But
I've been rejected plenty of times in my life. I've definitely had more sex with more than 14 people.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact because that was just my 2014.
Oh my God.
I was really whoring it up in 2014.
I had one banner year.
I mean, I definitely had 14 partners that year, and like that honestly was the most number of partners in a year.
Nice.
I guess. I mean, most of those were fairly tragic hookups.
I mean, what makes it tragic, though?
Oh, I definitely blew up some interpersonal relationships over them.
Oh.
Well, I was legally living in Vegas, but like my shit was in storage. I was crashing with an old friend of mine, and her and I, would fuck on the regs.
Mm-hmm.
So I was banging her, and then like I came into town for her birthday. She decided she wanted to fuck someone else that night, and that's cool. It's her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Her roommate's like, I was just gonna go crash out, and her roommate's like, "Do you want some company?" So I fucked her roommate.
Oh wow, fun.
And then I fucked 2 more of her friends. Like, she's not particularly happy with me.
Oh yeah, no, I would imagine.
But at the end of the day,
but you guys weren't together, right? So
correct.
If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Her to you. Yeah. I'm just saying.
For sure.
Don't come to me and tell me that you want an open relationship or that you want to date other people and then not expect me to go and act and do it, because I'm going to, and I'm going to do it much better than you.
I was also potentially a little callous in these situations. Like, also, while sleeping in her bed during AVN 14, I almost married someone else.
Did you say married?
Uh-huh.
The M word.
Uh-huh. Very
I
drunk.
need a drink. I need a drink.
What, do you think I'm incapable of marriage?
Just why would you marry someone like that?
Because
Willy-nilly.
we were drunk and she said
Binding your life together.
it didn't happen, but because she was drunk and went, this is my first time to Vegas. I should have a quickie wedding. I went, fuck it. I'm in.
I love how you said, fuck it. Yeah, that's pretty accurate of Vegas, but
Yeah.
no.
I'd also banged some random swinger earlier in the day.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, like hooked up with 2 people in one day during AVN 14.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
All while sleeping in this girl's bed.
Yeah, I can understand.
So like I understand why she's a little salty at my 2014 behavior. Like,
right. Mm-hmm. Just
was,
a little bit.
And I very much justified it at the time to myself of like, yeah, we're not in a thing. We bang occasionally. I crash here.
Yeah, but you know what? Maybe you shouldn't have banged in her.
I didn't bang in her bed. I didn't.
Okay.
The swinger was in a cabana and then a bed at Rumor.
Okay. I'm assuming Rumor's like a club.
No, it was the hotel across the street from the Hard Rock.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Started off in a cabana there and then moved up to a room.
Nice. Solid.
It was all right.
You're like, it was all right.
And then the other girl was at Planet Hollywood. Went up there during the award show to meet up with her because I dish the award show every year.
Mm-hmm.
And
smart.
She said, I have a quick way. And like her and I, the girl that I almost married, had never hooked up before that night. Like I said yes, and then all of a sudden it was very physical, very fast. Like we lost all our friends over the course of the evening of us just making out at fucking slot machines and.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
I love it.
It was so sloppy. It was, and literally the only
AVNs is really a fuck fest like that though.
Yeah,
it really is. Like, it's crazy. It's really crazy. Like I might run into somebody and be like, "Yo, let me see your test." Okay, come here, come to the bathroom with me, and then like. And there'll be a performer, and just because I know I have great chemistry with them, like I've seen some things. I've done some things.
I've done some things too, shit, obviously. But yeah, in hindsight, I may have been a little unfair to that girl.
A smidge, a snooch.
And it's like when I meet women in my life now who are like, "Oh, you're a good dude." I'm like, no, I'm just a dude. I've done some shit in my life. I've done some good things. I'm just a dude.
That's the process of being human. It's not just about a guy. Women are like that too. Like I have people sometimes. So I went on a date with a fan once.
Oh boy.
Yeah. He came into Vegas and he stayed at
before you get to the actual date, how did this date come about?
He went to a bunch of conventions that I was at for like 2 years straight, and he would literally wait the line, pay to take pictures with me, wait the line, pay to take pictures, because I take my time with each fan. I spend 2 to 3 minutes with each one, talking to them, getting to know them. And he knew that if he had waited the line, I would spend that time with him. So we got to know each other a little bit over this time. Eventually, when I didn't have anybody there, he's like, "Can I just pay you like $100 to just stand next to you and talk to you for a little bit?" I was like, "Sure. Okay." And so we sat there talking for a while, and then I would see him at the next convention. He'd do the same thing. And then I'd see him at the next convention and he would do the same thing, and over and over and over again for about 2 years. Mind you, I was in a relationship at the time, so I was not trying to hear anything about that. After a while of being single, he was subscribed on my OF. He paid for a Skype session. I Skyped with him and was like, "Oh, it's you. Hey, how you doing?" And Mr. Blue Eyes. And we started talking. And I was like, "You know what? You're really cool. Da, da, da. Well, we can keep in touch. I'll give you my text now number. And that way you can just keep in touch with me whenever you want. And if you want customs or anything like that, you can just code directly to the source instead of the OnlyFans, because it's a whole process to get to me there." After a while, we just started talking, and he was like, "Hey, I'm coming into town to Vegas to look at properties, and I'd really like to be able to just take you out for dinner." And I mean, it had been about 2 years of talking on and off, and I was like, "You know what? Fuck it. I'll just go with you to have a meal. It'll be. I've never dated a fan. It'll be something interesting. At least it'll be something I can talk about." He's like, "Yeah, sure, cool." So we went to dinner. He took me to this beautiful French bistro that was so good. The food was amazing. Um, and we had a great conversation, but there were things that I just, oof. So the hard thing about dating someone who's a fan is they put you on a pedestal,
You don't say.
which I thought would be nice after being treated poorly in the last relationship that I had had. Um, so which it was nice, but then there were moments where we would be talking and getting to know each other. And do you want me to say it or?
Yeah, go for it.
And he'd ask me a question, and I can tell that it was a question that I had on a podcast or something, and he was expecting a certain answer. And so when I ask him the question again, ask him the same question, he would respond with what he thought I wanted to hear. And
Well, that's just disingenuous. That's fucked.
yeah, and that's when I was like, I don't like that. And then also don't put me on a pedestal because I'm a human who makes mistakes, and if I can do no wrong in your eyes, I'm only going to disappoint you.
Yeah, and that has no long-term.
Right. There's no longevity in that.
Absolutely not. Did you feel that there was a weird power dynamic too?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's funny that you mentioned that. That's the first time someone has ever mentioned that. Yeah. I felt like there was a weird power dynamic. I felt like it was something strange. So the next day that he was there, we did a pool day, and I brought one of my good girlfriends over to like take a gander at what was going on and see if she could help me put her finger on it. She's like, he puts you on a pedestal, which is fine because you deserve to be on one, but he puts you as on a pedestal as Carmela Clutch and not as Cece. And there's a problem with that. Like you need to feel like yourself, not like you're playing a character. And he very sweet guy, very, very sweet guy. Just wasn't ready for someone like me. I have a lot of personality.
You don't say.
I talk a lot. I have a lot of personality, and he couldn't keep up, and he was still almost like starstruck around me, and it made it very awkward. So I was like, I really like you. You're a nice person, and I'll go hang out with you anytime. But you know, it's just not gonna romantically. It's not gonna work out. The sex was okay. It was.
Oh, you still banged him.
I banged him. Yeah, I banged him.
How many times?
Twice.
Twice in the same go around, or
Yeah. In the same go around. He didn't get any the second day. But yeah, no, he's just we're still friends. We still keep in touch and stuff. Hey, what's up? I know you're watching.
is he one of those people that's in the friend zone?
He's in the friend zone. Yeah, he's in the friend zone. But I fuck my friends, so it's fine. But you know, it just
Yeah, but I feel like he's probably in the negative connotation friend zone where
I'd still fuck him. He's gorgeous to look at. But I just, as a relationship goes, I don't think I'm ready for someone who puts me.
you should never be ready for someone who puts you on a fucking pedestal like that.
I don't want. That's not the kind of pedestal I want to be on.
Well,
yes, I want to be respected and cared for and treated well.
You deserve all that, yes.
But I don't want to be, this, shining beacon to the. I don't like that. I don't want that.
No.
I need someone who can like, hey, you fucked up, or hey, this is a boundary and respect my boundaries. I don't want someone that'll let me walk all over them.
100%. Like I 100% agree. Like no, because then you're not a real person to them. You're a trophy. You're a
Right. And that was a problem for me. So it was very short lived. It also should be mentioned that like at the time I started talking to someone else, and I kind of, I'm more interested in that person. So
what made you more interested in that person?
The authenticity and the genuine kindness. And then to be honest, the same type of interest, like the being a nerd for fun facts, the being a workaholic, the, like the constant get up and go get 'em kind of attitude. I really like that. We had a lot more in common. And yeah, that kind of to me was more important. It held my attention more. The conversations just kind of flowed more. It wasn't just so interviewee. It was very, there were times where I would talk to the fan and he'd ask me a question, like, let's say this actually happened. What's your favorite song? And I think I said, Man in the Mirror is one of my favorite songs. One of my favorite songs, which it is. However, I guess in a podcast I said, Goo Goo Dolls Iris, and I don't want the world to see me That one. It is
City of Angels, yeah.
it is one of my favorite songs too, but like I answered a different answer and he's like, well, I thought it was. And I'm like, that's strange to me.
Then why are you asking the question if you think you know the answer?
Exactly. What's your favorite color? Okay, but I saw in an interview you said red. Well, because Carmela Clutch's favorite color is red, but my favorite color is fucking peach.
Or guess what? You're a person. Things change.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know, well, I just figured because I always see you in red lingerie, that doesn't mean anything. They dressed me on set. Like,
Right. There are people that make these decisions.
yeah, that's above my pay grade. I'm not dealing with that. You know, I put the outfit on, you see it, they send it to the producer says that one. And then I wear that, you know, like it is what it is.
No, I definitely identify with the weirdness of dating someone who's a quote fan. Like, I want anyone who's involved with me to obviously be a fan of my work, be a fan of like, but to be a fan is fucking weird. Like, I dated a girl for half a second who she's from back in Chicago, like knows a bunch of my mutuals back in Chicago.
Mhm.
And when she came out, well, I got drunk and flew her out. But she was bragging to people back in Chicago that Matt Slayer's flying me out, to people who know my legal name. And there was a lot of weird fangirl behavior out of her.
That's strange.
And it really just, it weirded me out. It fucking weirded me out.
Yeah, it's a lot of expectation and it's weird. It's just it was too much for me. And
Like,
doesn't mean that they're nice. It doesn't mean that they're not nice people, but it's just not. It just wasn't for you, and that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. It just wasn't for me, and it was just, yeah. I'm just a nice dude who has some airline miles and gets drunk and horny sometimes.
Also, when I brought my friend over, I brought my friend to the pool and had the pool day, and then afterwards we all linked up for Top Golf, and with her boyfriend, and you know she tried to initiate conversation with him. The boyfriend tried to initiate conversation with him, and the boyfriend's outside of the industry too, so like they have stuff in common. And he wouldn't talk to them. So I'm like, oh, you can't get down with my friends. This ain't really not gonna work. Like you can't have a conversation.
Was he just?
He would just be like, and then like put his arm around me. Like, what? Ew, gross. Like, don't be rude.
100%. I don't care who you are. That's fucking gross.
It's rude. And
Like-
I'm not for that. Thank you. Like these people are in my life because I choose for them to be, and they are close to me. These are personal friends of mine. And you can't hold a decent basic conversation of like, hey, so how's your day going? Oh yeah, you can't be bothered. You just
even if you don't like your significant other's friends, you got to be civil to them.
And he would just like one word answer and then like look at me and then put his arm around me and like what weird
insecurity. That is just
off
insecurity.
of me.
That is just insecure as fuck.
Right. And then when I talked to him about it, he was just like, I'm just intimidated by you. I'm like, well, that's another reason why
Right. Like
we can't.
We are not on equal footing if you're intimidated by the person that you want to be involved with.
I'm all of 5'1". I am not that vicious looking. You should not be
I
intimidated.
mean, you're real scary. You're real scary.
What?
Terrified of you. Terrified.
Excuse me, what?
I'm terrified of you.
Why?
Because I'm doing a bet.
Oh, okay. I was about to say,
we have hung out. How many times do you legitimately think I'm afraid of you?
Yeah, no, not at all. Yes, I'm a man eater, but like, no.
I might be afraid of coming too fast, but that's about it. That's the extent of my fear when it comes to you.
All right.
We're back from bathroom breaks, refills.
Yay.
I think we just finished on me saying that you make me pop too quickly.
Yeah, you were scared. You did. The only thing you'd be scared about for me is that I'm a man eater, so I'd make you pop too quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd own it. I'd come on air and be like, yeah, she made me pop quick.
Yeah.
Because these things happen, dudes.
Yeah, it does. Don't be ashamed. It happens. I actually find it to be like almost like a badge of honor or like a little like compliment.
Oh, I've been with multiple. Wow, I'm brave about that. I've been with multiple women who have said that.
Yeah.
As I talk about that, I've apparently popped too quickly multiple times in my life.
Well, listen, I think it's a compliment. I mean, it just means that our skill set is good, and because I try and customize the experience to each person. Like if I notice that, you know, he likes deep throating. I've noticed that like his body reacts differently. I'm going to do that. It's almost like a sign of like, good, you can like read body language and you know what you're doing. That's
well, and the way I look at it is like, if it's someone I'm involved with multiple times and I pop quickly once, like it's a compliment. If it's what I'm doing the first time up to bat, it's a bad look.
not necessarily. I've had some really great outcomes long-term
Well, yeah,
fuckeries in relationships.
but
Guys that came too quickly.
if you give them repeat business, sure. But if it's like this is going to be a one and done, like that's
Yeah, you don't want to leave that kind of impression.
and every dude you have to treat the first time you hook up with someone that this might be a one and done.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Okay, to a degree, yeah. I got you.
You got to try to hit it out of the park the first time up.
I mean, like, remember that 10-year relationship? I the first time that we had sex, I was like, that was it? Like, what? Yeah, she remembers that conversation. I was just like, everybody's like, well, how was the pipe? And I'm like, 7 minutes.
I mean, that's average for humans.
If it's not 45 minutes, I don't want it.
Okay.
Throw a Hitachi in there or something.
Well, as we've discussed multiple times on this episode, motherfuckers should be bringing the Hitachi when they go to work with you.
Always. The
toys are your
like
friend.
Fountains.
Because at the end of the day, you still made her
or
come.
a plug. That would be cool too, because then
both.
The plug in. Oh my God.
Both.
What?
Both.
Oh my God. New goals. I don't think I've ever had both at the same time at the moment.
Why not?
I don't know. I just,
Now the question is,
no, I have. It's just been really long time.
The question is vibrating plug or just,
So many options. ¿Por qué no los dos? I'm going to start with none and then like continue on with vibration. And then, we're doing that this weekend. We got to go to a sex shop. I need a plug that vibrates.
Also, Hollywood's just down the street.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, if I bring toys to the bed and you get off, you're still going to remember me. You're not going to be like, that Hitachi and that butt plug was great. The dick was eh.
Very true. I did do one scene for a company that had me play with this toy that was like, I mean, this thing must have been fucking from the 40s. It was old. It was a vibrator, but it was so good. It was like the best.
They built shit to last back then.
Oh yeah, it was hardcore done. It was about the size of this bottle. And it had like a little like nub on it. And it was the same color too. It had like a little nub that looked like a little clit. And the thing vibrated so hard, harder than anything I've ever experienced before in my life. And it had a cable. It like there was no detachable. It wasn't rechargeable or anything.
Yeah, they didn't have that technology in the 40s.
Oh my God. I know, because you were there, right? No.
I was. I definitely was. I am that old.
No.
I come dust.
It's just
It's just, like
LeBron.
Yeah, exactly. Like if I come on your face, it's just like, you have caked on powdered makeup.
Just
it's like, oh, I gotta get a brush to get this off. No towels needed.
No, paint me like one of your Picassos.
Like a Picasso, jeez.
Yes, Oliver. Or
weird,
maybe okay.
Weird eyes.
Fine. Jackson Pollock.
Pollock's much more important.
Paint me like a Pollock. Actually, that rolls off the tongue better. Yeah.
It does. Painting you like a Picasso, that's a weird look. Like
maybe
I've never come that hard in my life where I'm just dislodging your fucking nose and shit.
Maybe I just want to be fucked till I'm blue. Like, no.
The Blue Man Group?
No.
You want to be gangbanged by the Blue Man Group?
No, Picasso had a blue phase.
Oh. Well,
art humor, sorry.
Yeah.
She got it.
well above my
crying, head. She got it.
I'm not that cultured, god damn it.
I'm sorry.
I only know the abstract shit.
Honestly, okay, so talking about art.
Oh no.
Most people don't realize that is one of the things, one of the random fun fact, I really, really enjoy art. And one of the things I love to do when I'm visiting a city that I've never been to before is go to an art museum. I get so stoned before. I take an edible, I take a vape, I smoke a joint, walking over. All three combos. We're talking like, yeah.
Definitely go to the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam. Go to the Banksy Museum.
Okay.
Banksy Museum's dope.
Adding it to the list. But yeah, and then, I go and I check out art, and there was a piece from Picasso that was way bigger than I thought it was. And he had painted some ladies of the night from France. And it was really stunning to see these women in a lot of the same positions that we're in right now for, or like whenever we take pictures, those are the same poses we strike because, the female body hasn't really changed over the last, I don't know how many years.
Oh my God, humans are still humans?
Yeah, they're still humaning. Yeah. Mine just, and I looked at one of them and she was like a more curvaceous woman, and she was kind of squatting in this sexually suggestive position. I'm like, I do that all the time.
Well, because that shit used to be a sign of wealth.
Right. So, well, yes, that, but like the position she was in, I was like, oh wow, this so much has changed and yet nothing has changed at all. Sex still sells. And this is beautiful that he was able to capture it at a time where pictures were not readily available.
No, that's from his mind.
No. He painted these. They were actual like,
All the
yeah, they were actual like prostitutes.
right, but like you still had to remember it. Like I don't.
No, he painted it live. He
Oh.
posed them and painted it live. It was that's part of what makes it so incredibly like amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing. You'd come out like a stick figure with like a butt drawn if I was doing it.
A stick figure with a circle around my butt. Why does she have two heads? No, one's a butt.
It'd be like big tits,
Yeah.
big butt, and then just stick figure.
with
Yeah.
two circles and a big circle at the bottom.
And your feet would look horrible because like I can't even do feet.
No, it'd just be like sticks with the sticking out, like just a little flaps.
That is not my art form.
Look, someone is getting paid a lot of money for that type of art out there. Absolutely.
I'm sure they are, and it's probably just money laundering. But
yeah, that's also a good point.
like so much fine art is.
How much did you pay for that NFT? Well, technically.
Yeah, so much money laundering in fine art. So much.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I just happen to be a big fan of art in general. That's why when I came in, the first thing I noticed were the paintings and pictures you have up. I'm like, wow, this is really cool.
These are all my choice.
Yeah.
This everything but Bourdain is my decoration. So
well, the Bourdain is cool too.
Oh, it is. I'm not knocking it.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, no, you can't put that up. It's
mine.
but everything else is like my choices. And
yeah, no, I love it. I love your use of color. I really love that picture right there behind you, the streets of Tokyo.
Not to toot my own horn. Have you ever seen any of my Tokyo street photography?
No. Have you taken pictures out there?
No, I'm just making this up.
Oh my God. Stop it.
Which part am I supposed to stop? what am I supposed to stop here?
I don't know. I lost track.
You lost track?
I lost track, okay?
Why would you lose track of this very important podcast? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? That's hurtful even. Why would you do that?
I'm not sorry.
You're not. I know. I'm painfully aware you're not sorry. That one.
Oh, wow.
This is bad podcasting for you to say, oh, wow, but.
No, I love it. The neon, the colors is just like, I'm big on colors. And I love the dark blues and the warm and the cold lighting together really does something for me. And I've noticed that cinematically, that's what the best photographers and videographers do. They make cold and warm lights.
Well, blue just takes the place of actual darkness somehow in the human mind.
Yeah, it does. And then, to have these bright pinks, which are probably actually red, but against the blue comes out almost pink or magenta. It's nice. I'm dying to do a Tokyo shoot or like something like that.
I'll go to Tokyo with you.
I want to go to Japan. I really do.
Or let's see, we'll do
next year. Is that what she's?
Another one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ooh, I like this. See, I want to be in the center of that street with something really cute on. That's kind of like, I even have the outfit picked out in my head already. Like
I'll shoot you in Tokyo, sure.
Absolutely. We can definitely do that. I think we're planning on going next year if you're actually serious about it and you want to meet us out there.
I have to meet you out there. We're not traveling together?
I mean, you can, but I live in Vegas, so you're going to fly to Vegas to fly.
No, you're going to fly to LA. There's no direct flights from Vegas to Tokyo.
Fine. I'll fly to LA. I'll meet you at LAX and then we'll fly out together. And she's going to be on a 3-part journey.
But yeah, that is some of my actual Tokyo street photography.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely, it's something, there's so much I want to do creatively and a lot of it has to do with photography and modeling. I just want to get better at the modeling part because I feel like I have a couple of actual poses and then everything else kind of gets a little repetitive. And the only way to do that is to actually go out there and do it.
Oh, 100%. You got to practice. And the background matters. So
yeah, exactly. The lighting, the background, the outfit, all of it. I kind of want to start taking a little bit more license and agency over these shoots creatively. And I think that
you should. It's your fucking brand.
Yeah, but when you first start, everyone's like, do this, do that, just be a good girl and follow the routine.
Oh yeah, because you're such a good girl. You have to follow everyone.
No, we've established this. I'm a bad girl who does it really well.
Right, who does not like to be submissive or be told what to do. So I don't know why you're listening to these people.
Because I was new and scared,
oh my God, You did this shit from a place of fear? That's no good.
No, not fear like that. I was scared to like not, I didn't know what I was doing. So I was like, let me let the experts handle the things that I want.
They're all LARPing. They don't know what they're doing either.
Isn't that like a funny concept though? We're all pretty much LARPing.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite things. Do you know Marcos Rivera?
Yeah.
When I used to work for Marcos, that he used to say that all the time when we were on site. It's like everyone's just LARPing at this.
Yeah, no, it's true though. Like we live this life as these creators or as this brand, and in actuality, we're living a character, and it really is live action role play.
Well, and also, there's no good roadmap. Everything's fucking changing all the time.
Oh yeah,
You
remember the recipe analogy? Yeah, like that.
It's all that. So that is part of the live action role play.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Pretending like you're a fucking expert at anything.
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of ways to make the sausage, but it really depends on what you want as a performer, as a creator.
So what do you want?
Lots of orgasms, but also I want to build.
Yeah, but you can do that whenever you want.
This is true. I want to build a internationally known brand. I want to have different facets to my brand that express different parts of my personality and my being. And I want to be able to travel and live my life happily and healthily as I see fit. And I think that's reasonable.
Definitely.
I want the world. Yeah.
The world sounds like too much work.
No, I want the world.
You're on your own on that one.
Okay, fine.
Your previously stated goals, amazing. The whole world, fuck that. There's a lot of really stupid people there.
Yes, I didn't say I want the stupid people.
They come with it. It's a package deal.
No, but why?
Because that's just how things work.
No, eventually you just ascertain so much wealth that you just can disappear and just do things as you please, and you'll just see the updates on the social media.
You will
sites.
still have to deal with stupid people.
I wish I could edit the stupid people out.
Yeah, but the problem is, if we edited all the stupid people out, the reasonably intelligent people would become the stupid people by comparison.
You're making too much sense right now.
Sorry, I'll drink more.
Yes, yeah, to that.
Cheers. I've said this multiple times on air. We actually need people who don't accomplish the goals. We need people that are fucking dumb for society to actually operate.
You'd be surprised. So when I was a little girl, and way before industry stuff,
I'd hope so. Jeez.
When I was a little girl, I was tested for LD, for learning disabilities. It turns out I'm dyslexic and I have ADHD. And when my parents, back in the 90s, they didn't really know what to do with people like me. They're like, so when my parents were like, well, what do we do? Do we hire her a tutor? They're like, let her fail. Let her fail. We need burger flippers. We need mailmen. And lo and behold, I'm the first person in my family to reach six figures before the age of 40.
But do you make a mean burger?
I can cook.
That was unconvincing.
I can hold my own, and I actually can hold my own in the kitchen. I can cook. I just don't think that I would go ahead and pour my efforts into a burger, out of all things.
What's wrong with a burger?
Mojo roasted chicken is way better.
Depends on the burger. Depends on the chicken.
This is true. A Juicy Lucy done well is really good.
Yeah. Like I want a thick pub burger.
I bet you do want a thick burger.
Yes, that is exactly what I said. There's no sexual innuendo there.
So can I ask about like In-N-Out? Why are you guys obsessed with In-N-Out?
It's cheap for the price point here in California.
Really? Is that the only reason?
I don't fucking know.
It's like cardboard. I'd rather eat cardboard.
I've eaten at In-N-Out so infrequently because there's always a fucking line. I'm not waiting in line for fast food.
Yeah, no. There's too much of a line, but also when I tell people I'm going to California, they're like, "Oh, get a fucking In-N-Out burger. It's the best thing in the world." I'm like, "It's mostly bun. There's a tiny little beef patty that's like the size of this, and size matters in this case. And the fries are like soggy and unsalted.
No one ever likes the fries. No one likes the
They're
fries.
like, you don't know how to order it. I'm like, well, why don't they have it on the menu that way?
That's half the novelty. But I'm not being an In-N-Out apologist.
Mm-hmm.
Fat burger is much better.
I've never had Fat Burger.
Oh, well, Fat Burger for fast food burgers is much better.
I don't know. I remember Swenson's. Do you remember Swenson's? I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, so it started in San Francisco. They may have never had one here. But they were these meaty, juicy burgers and shakes and stuff. And the fries were like steak fries. It was good. It was good eats. Very good eats. Yeah. I'd like a good Juicy Lucy or something like that with the cheese inside, you know.
Yeah.
I can make those too.
There are varying degrees of burgers. Like of fast food burgers, Whataburger is definitely better than In-N-Out.
I've never had Whataburger either. That's the one in Texas,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm contractually obligated to say that they follow me on Twitter. In-N-Out doesn't. So
Okay. What up, Whataburger? I'll check that out. I think they just started opening those like
they have them in Arizona too, but
okay. I don't know when I'm going to be in Arizona. But I will try one eventually at some point.
it's still fast food. It's still fucking fast food.
I'd rather, if I'm going to eat something that's like fast food related, I'd rather make it at home and then like it's not really fast food at that point. It's more gourmet. Like, yeah.
It's not fast food at all.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, true.
Not in the least bit. Well, I'm very happy that you did not become a burger flipper because then we wouldn't be sitting here right now.
No, exactly. I feel like I had a lot more potential than they gave me credit for. Is just a matter of I didn't excel in finishing these assignments as quickly as possible. Like they were basically write the question and then answer it after reading these chapters, regurgitating information. It just that wasn't for me. Regular traditional schooling wasn't for me.
Well, and that's the problem with most schooling is it's just a measurement of how long you can sit down, shut up, and regurgitate information.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because when I was in fucking high school, they taught us how to balance a fucking checkbook.
Yeah, no, that they did that for me 1 year when I was younger, but now checkbooks aren't really a thing.
Right.
I think it's important to learn about like retirement and financial literacy, and we don't teach people that.
Or how to do your fucking taxes.
Literally, bro. Okay, so tell me why in Florida we spent 2 weeks learning how to fill out a Scantron. That's it. 2 weeks. If you don't know the answer on the FCAT, it's B or C. Just pick one and keep it moving. On SAT, don't guess, just skip it. 2 weeks? We needed 2 weeks to learn how to put last name first, last name, comma, first name?
Because part of the problem is school funding's based on standardized testing. So they want you to perform well in standardized testing so they get more money to more funding. And
I know.
It's all bureaucratic bullshit. It's not actual like
education
or actually helping our society.
Oh, absolutely. They're just making people that can run the rat race of the maze. You
right.
know?
And we do need those people. We do need rat race people.
Do we?
Yeah. 100%.
I mean, I feel like there's more to be. I would have loved to go to school in Finland where they actually teach you and you actually need to know the answer. It's not just A, B, C, or D.
I've never felt more wildly uneducated than when I was in Helsinki.
Really?
I was at a bar, just a random fucking bar in the middle of Helsinki, met this like heavily tattooed punk rock couple. And like one was like, oh, I speak 5 languages, I speak 7. And I'm just like, I barely speak English.
I speak sarcasm fluently.
Yeah, that's about it. It's like, y'all motherfuckers speak better English than I do. And that is not your name. They're like, oh yeah, they start us on our second language in like the
Did
third
they correct
grade.
you grammatically?
They did not. They're very fucking cool. But it was for them to just be like, oh yeah, I speak 5, 7 languages. And I'm just like.
But you know what? Keep in mind that they have the way that we have different states that you can just drive into, they can drive into different countries.
For sure.
So the culture of learning multiple languages and cultures, it's normal for them. It's kind of, I really wish we had that here.
We teach other languages. We just teach other imperial languages. We teach Spanish and French, the other 2 fucking empires.
Yeah. You know what, to be honest, I'm Latin and I didn't learn anything more than yo quiero un vaso de agua. Like, that's it. Like,
uno whiskey, por favor.
Otro vez. Like, that's it. Like, I really didn't learn too much. I learned the dirty words growing up in Miami. And this goes back to the whole, like, being categorized as a Latin mommy, is that I don't speak Spanish fluently enough to hold a conversation. I only know certain words or phrases like rompeme or like más duro. Like, I don't really know Spanish enough to, like, be able to express myself. But I think that it's important for people.
Muy caliente.
Yeah. I think it's important for people to know how to express themselves in more than one way because the English language is so limited. There's the word love in English is just love, but in Spanish there is different types of love, just like there's paternal love, there's platonic love, and there's words for each of those. And you don't have that in English. So we're very limited in a way that many other countries are not.
English is just very direct.
Yes. Yes, very direct. and confusing.
Oh yeah, they're your.
Dear, your.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of shit that, especially if you're a non-native speaker, it's like, what the fuck?
Like, why is yeah. 2 and 2.
Yeah.
And do you know the amount of people who write to me who are native English speaking people who use the wrong tenses for things or the wrong.
Oh yeah, don't fuck them.
Oh yeah, no, we don't fuck them.
Yeah, like if they
Sell
can't
them videos.
right. If you can't figure out your and your, don't fuck them.
If you can say you are in the sentence and replace your with you are, then it's the apostrophe RE.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
I would be real upset if like they're like, this is your pussy, and they spelled it out, you
No,
you are.
Even when
I'd be like, what the fuck?
I'll be honest, when I'm texting and sexting, sometimes I won't put the apostrophe, but you'll see the RE.
Right.
So you know what I mean. You know.
Well, yeah, you're horny. Like,
you're
too horny for apostrophes. I get it.
My hand is in certain things and wet, and the other hand is just not my dominant.
Voice to text. Voice to text.
I do that too, but sometimes the fucking Siri doesn't recognize my voice and understand it.
I'm just saying. You should not.
I'm not saying ducking, Siri. I'm not saying ducking.
I actually have a rule in my phone for change ducking to fucking. Okay? Put a rule in.
And so then, all of a sudden you actually use the word like we ducked, and it's like we fucked.
Oh, and it puts it with a capital F. Like my fucking is with a capital F. So like it autocorrects to capitalized F at all times. But seriously, people, if people cannot figure out your 222,
there.
Don't fuck them. Do not risk them procreating. Don't risk it.
Sadly, the smart people are not procreating because they know better.
Why would you want to bring a child into this world?
I ask myself every time that same question every time I jump on a plane and there's a kid kicking my seat or screaming at the top of their lungs.
Or being named Connor and not being told no.
Yeah, I told him about the no thing. Yeah. There's a whole
as I said, I got a vasectomy for a fucking reason.
See, smart. I ran across one other performer who had a vasectomy. He's like, oh, I was like, oh, did you come? And he's like, yeah, I came inside you. I was like, wait, you did what? And he's like, I've had a vasectomy. There's no real sperm in there. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You want to do it again?
Yeah, I have a screenshot where it says, Matt, no sperm was found in your sample. So plus I also filmed my vasectomy for YouTube. So
really?
I did.
How did that go?
Mostly me mugging to the camera being funny.
Okay, so like this podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's from the waist up. It's just me talking to the camera while
wow, that's so interesting. I honestly
I had to talk the doctor into it, but
how I mean, like you weren't sedated for that? They didn't
it was local.
Oh no. I want to be put asleep for that. I don't want to be like anywhere awake for.
Oh yeah, I got to watch smoke come off my balls as he cauterized it.
Oh no, I would cry. I would cry.
It was tears of joy. I mean, that means I'm not getting anyone pregnant.
Well, that too, but also I would cry because I'm just no. I don't want to see any of that.
Well, so they put a sheet
awake for dental work.
They put a sheet up between my dick and my face. So.
Oh, so you were in the stirrups too, like
basically, yeah.
Like if you were giving birth or at a gyno. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. It was on my right testicle. It was like he definitely needed to numb me a little more.
Okay, so you had one more sensitive than the other, kind of like boobs.
Yeah.
Cool.
But they also gave me as much nitrous oxide as I wanted. It was self-service nitrous.
So you were probably really funny.
There's definitely a caption on the videos like, am I doing pain management right now or just trying to get high?
Can you do me a favor? Can you send me that video? I would love to see that.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
That's going to be the entertainment on the way back to the hotel.
100%. Because the whole procedure is under 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know it was under 10 minutes. Why aren't there more guys that have a vasectomy? What's the term?
Getting a vasectomy? I don't know.
Yeah, are vasectomized. Why aren't there more people with that? Come on now.
So yes, it is technically reversible.
Okay.
The doctor's like, it may not be.
Yeah, but it's a better likelihood of it being reversible than a woman.
Well, and also, if worse comes to absolute worst, and I really want to procreate it one day, which I won't. Don't worry, I won't. They can tap my balls for the sperm.
Excuse me, what?
They can tap my balls. Like tapping a keg?
Oh, okay. I'm there like, wait a minute. What do you mean? Like you just...
It's
like tapping a keg?
Yeah.
Just go into it and just...
Yeah. Pull them motherfuckers out.
Okay, so your balls still produce sperm. It
Right.
just doesn't.
So
because
what they do is
the
they-
fallopian
I don't have fallopian tubes. I'm a dude.
Sorry, what is it called? The vas deferens tube.
Yeah.
Thank you. The vas deferens tube is snipped. So
It's snipped and capped with fucking titanium.
so you are titanium.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I have some metal balls.
Balls of steel.
Titanium.
Yeah.
Not that low grade shit.
Okay, fine. Balls of titanium.
But yeah, pretty easy. Like, and then cauterize it. That's where the smoke came out.
Yeah. Yeah.
In and out under 10 minutes.
No.
It was uncomfortable. It wasn't like painless, but it was uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable for like 2 weeks in recovery, but
Okay.
not the end of the world. I never even took pain meds for it.
It kind of is giving me the feels or the vibes. I obviously don't know what it's like, but I had an IUD put in the other day and they can't use local for it. I mean, they could if
Oh, I definitely got local.
they could, but like, they didn't for this. They pulled out my last IUD, just yoinked it and put in a new one, which was not a fun feeling. It was just like a pinched feeling. And then I had her snip the wires of it so short that in order to take it out next time, they have to do like a small procedure to take it out in the future. Just because I work with so many co-stars that are rather large, and so they can feel it, and I didn't want to scratch or hurt anyone.
Oh, what did you think about other people's penises?
Yeah. I want to be nice to the penis. Be nice to it. You treat it well.
See, I don't understand why more talent doesn't get vasectomies. Like,
Yeah, no, listen, I knew a talent that got a vasectomy, and honestly, it took so much of the pressure off, and it was fun. Like, I got to feel everything. I think it feels better when there's an
Oh, yeah.
pop. Yeah.
no, the sex feels better without a condom, period.
Oh, that part too. We were already having sex without a condom.
Well, for
because
sure. It's for work.
Yeah, but like, well, this was off camera. But
Well, there's current tests.
yes, there were current tests that were available and done and all of that. But him having that vasectomy made it easier and more carefree to just kind of go with the flow and let things happen.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, there were times where he popped 2-3 times in one sesh.
Yeah, I very much enjoy finishing inside people. Like,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I definitely did it risky for a number of years.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So that's why you did it. So I feel like there needs to be more of that. Guys, go get snipped. Like seriously.
100%. 100%.
It's really a turn on when guys tell me that. I'm like, ooh, really? Okay.
Oh yeah, no one I've hooked up with since I've gotten it has been like, gross. You can't have kids. No one has said that.
No, I don't think anyone will say that. I'm
Maybe I'll settle down with someone one day and they'll be like, I want to have your babies. I'm like, well, you're mentally ill.
First off, don't sell yourself short, but tap the keg.
Oh, no,
and
no,
that's
no.
it. Call it a day.
Anyone who wants my children is mentally ill. I will put that on record.
He's committing to it.
No, I'm committing to not committing to it.
Well, that part, but he's committed to the not commitment.
Do you think I want to raise a fucking child?
Yeah, no, I like being the child. Like I am like my own. Like I want to go take a vacation right now, and I don't want to go to Disney World. Where do I want to go? A cheese and wine tour? Sure. What kid is gonna like that? No.
I can't take kids bar hopping in Tokyo.
Is that what we're doing? We're going bar hopping?
Oh yeah. It is a
Lucky
very
bombs.
there's a lot of whiskey in Tokyo.
Let's do it. Let's do
I'm sorry, audience. I'm sorry because I talk about Tokyo a fair amount,
it.
a lot maybe, and yeah, it's the only place I've been to. Like before I went to Cuba the second time, it was the only place I'd ever been to more than once.
Wow, really?
I've been 3 times.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
It's an amazing city. It's just
Is there any other part of Japan that you really like?
I haven't made it out Tokyo.
What? You like it so much you stayed?
It's the world's largest city.
Largest?
Uh-huh. So when I just
New York, LA.
like imagine LA sprawl, but Manhattan density everywhere.
Oh, that's too much. I'll do that for a couple of days, but then I want to go to like Osaka.
No, I want to make it out, but there's always so much going on in Tokyo that like I never make it out.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, though it's New York density everywhere, it's not New York attitudes. It's everyone's very polite.
And I've heard it's clean.
It's clean. Everyone's very orderly. You just go down random alleys and find amazing restaurants.
So I've heard this before, and you find like cool little like
You've listened to the show before. So.
gotchas, yeah, and like cool little gotchas and things like that too. And I actually follow an Instagram personality or something, and her whole thing as of late has been, you know, the different Easter eggs you find in Japan, and most of it being in Tokyo because that's where she's been lately. And so she's talking about gotcha machines and like different types of sexy or spicy hotels and the thing.
Oh yeah, the love hotels are a thing.
Yeah, that are a thing over there that are kind of different. And it just seems so cool. The culture is fabulous and relaxed and clean. It seems like such a great place. But it's also,
relaxed and not at the same time.
You know what? I'm okay with that. I need a little bit of excitement.
Well,
I still want to go to different areas, do the traditional geisha like tea ceremony and everything.
Some of that shit I can't do because of the tattoos, but
really, you can't.
Visible tattoos are very much still have a criminal connotation.
Really?
Like I wear long sleeves the whole time I'm there.
What do I do about this?
I mean, that's not super noticeable.
I can probably put a watch or something.
Yeah, but legitimately, you might have problems in some spots. Like
really, okay. Well, good thing most of them are easily hidden. I have 6 tattoos. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I found that out the hard way.
I think it's pretty obvious that I'm not from Japan.
It doesn't matter.
Really?
So the first trip I was there with my tattoo artist who has face and neck tattoos. I didn't cover up, and we got kicked out of like no less than 13 different places.
You're kidding me.
Nope.
Like hotels or restaurants?
Both. Well, restaurants mostly. Restaurants, bars.
That's crazy to me. I'm sorry. I just haven't experienced that. But then again,
and also they were just so polite about it. Like we felt like we had done something wrong.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Like we'd walk into
How do you get upset when someone's being polite about it? They're just like, hey, sorry, we don't.
Well, we'd walk into a restaurant and they'd be like, so sorry, we're closed. So sorry, we're closed.
What does that mean?
No.
Okay, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
So sorry, we're closed.
Oh, what?
And then we walk back out the street and like, oh, there were definitely people eating in there. We just got like Jedi mind tricked.
But I've heard this, like you go down a random alley and you find the most amazing restaurant out of nowhere, or like like a little snack bar, or like.
Oh yeah, the sushi. Like it's hard to find a bad meal. I've had 2 bad meals the whole time I've been there. One was in the airport. You can't count airport food.
No, you can't count. Although you can have really great food. Like the only time I've ever been to Amsterdam, I was in the airport on a layover to Italy. And I had some of the best sushi I had ever had in my life, honestly. So great.
Oh, no, I've had good meals in Tokyo airports, too.
Yeah.
Just the one bad meal was like a rice bowl in Narita in 2016. It was like, oh, and it wasn't horrible. It was just like, this is pretty mediocre.
Have you ever had, what is it called? Blowfish?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you have? You've done it?
So we went to a restaurant in Roppongi in 2014 that only serves blowfish. It was multiple courses of blowfish.
Really? I'd be a little bit nervous.
It's fine.
I live life on the edge, I guess.
But here's the thing. What they don't tell you about being poisoned by a blowfish is if it does happen, all they do is put you on a ventilator and give you charcoal till your body metabolizes it. It doesn't kill you. It's a paralytic. People die because your lungs can't collapse and you can't breathe. So they look.
I don't want to wait to find out. Like I don't want to leave and then find that out.
Right, but I'm saying the only people who ever fucking die from it are in rural areas. If you're in a city, they literally just put you on a ventilator, give you charcoal, your body metabolizes it, you'll be fine. It'll be terrifying.
Yeah, no shit.
But you won't die. And I had 0 problems with it. Once again, this was with my tattoo artist, and it's hilarious because he's got kids. He's like, I'm not so sure about this. And like the first round is blowfish salad.
Okay.
And we're eating the salad. He's like, I'm not sure I want to do this. Like, dog, you just ate a bunch of it. He's like,
yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
And then it was blowfish hot pot, deep fried blowfish sashimi.
But if it's deep fried, does that no, because it's not even like the raw. Yeah, okay.
So it's the skin and the organs that are the really poisonous parts.
But you need to have it to my understanding, there's like almost like a class or a degree, so to speak.
Yeah, to properly prepare it.
Properly prepare this.
But yeah, it was fine. It was just a little chewy. It was good.
So I would try it because I'm a big fan of trying things at least once. There's certain things I won't try. Like
what won't you try?
Monkey's brain.
Well, you don't want to eat brains for the most cases, especially in mammals.
I won't. There's certain things I just won't try.
What else?
Um.
What about insects?
Oh, you know what? I'm not into insects either. No.
Ants are delicious.
No, thank you.
I had
just
I had
not.
giant ants in Colombia, and they were delicious.
I know they're high in protein, and I'm not that hungry. I'll starve first.
Delicious. They're supposed to be an aphrodisiac too.
I'll eat some oysters. That's okay.
You can have both.
And listen,
You can sprinkle your ants on the oysters.
I am a walking aphrodisiac. I don't need that. It just naturally like in me. Just I'll give them a honk or something, and I'll be fine.
All right. What else? What else won't you eat?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't come across too much.
How about horse?
I know in Japan it's a delicacy.
Yeah, I had horse sashimi last time I was there.
And so, I have, my sister went to not Osaka, what is it? Okinawa. And we have a friend that, her family's from Okinawa. So when they heard that she was bringing her friend from the States, they have a tea farm. And in order to make the tea farm work, they use workhorses. And when the horses get a little too old, so they brought her a plate of horse sashimi that was so fresh, it almost still had a pulse.
Amazing.
It was a lot. I don't know if I could do it. I think I wouldn't want to offend anyone, and I think I may try it, but just a bite or two. I wouldn't be able to do too much. But for sure, like I heard someone kind of give me a rundown of how monkey's brains was served in a place in, I think it was France, and the monkey was still alive.
That's horse.
Wow. That looks kind of like bison or something like that. It's very red, deep red.
Oh, that was sashimi too, so.
Yeah. And so the monkey was still alive when they tapped and cracked the cranium and opened it up like a little shell, and the monkey is literally still alive as you're eating it. I personally cannot do that. I can't. It's just not in me. And it's no offense to the cultures that do. It's just more of like, I can't wrap my brain around it and do it. I've done escargot before. Delicious, but the texture throws me. So I'm not really a fan. I might try it if I'm ever in France. What is that? Is that also
ramen?
Okay, that looks really good. You can do that.
Yeah,
what's on top of it?
It's pork.
Okay, yeah.
You can't fuck around with like the meals you get there.
Yeah. See, I'm a big foodie. I love trying different things, especially I feel like to learn a culture, it's a lot. It's one way to kind of immerse yourself into a culture.
Well, and this is my beef with Amsterdam.
Mm-hmm.
Food sucks.
Really? Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah.
I heard the UK, the food's not the greatest over there.
It's better in the UK than it was in fucking Amsterdam.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
I'm gonna be so disappointed. What am I gonna eat?
Literally.
I'm gonna come back so skinny.
There's a lot of food there, but a lot of like, especially in Amsterdam, shit's catered to the tourists. And my two beefs with Amsterdam was like, a lot of the food wasn't great. And then you also can't get food late night. You could be out drinking till 5 a.m. You just can't get any food fucking late night.
No, that's a problem.
It is. It's a fucking problem.
It's a huge problem. If you're drinking late into the night, you definitely need to have some kind of like late night. I am a huge midnight muncher.
Yeah, I found a place that served French fries and stroopwafels was the only thing that was open stupid late.
Stroopwafel.
Never had a stroopwafel?
No.
So there's these little like crispy waffles. You put them over your coffee, and the coffee heats them, and they have caramel like sandwiched in between them.
Oh, I've had those. I just never. Okay, yeah, I've seen them in like vending machines and stuff. And
yeah,
chewy and stuff.
So they're very much a Dutch thing.
I like them. I'm a big fan of caramel, however you want to say it. Yeah.
Stroopwafels are rad. The savory pancakes, like crepes that they do around breakfast time are rad.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is kind of mediocre.
Okay.
No, I think I told you about this when you told me you were going to Amsterdam. There's a steakhouse called Cannibal Royale.
Cannibal Royale.
It is dope. It is open late. It is a good steakhouse.
Okay. I'm definitely going to check that out because it's...
Well, it was open late in 2017. I don't know what post-pandy it's like. But.
Oh. Well, okay. We'll check it out and we'll see what's up because I'm a big midnight muncher, especially if I've been up. I've been on this health and wellness kick for a really long time. And if I'm not eating every 2 to 3 hours, I am massively difficult to deal with.
You're about to become difficult to deal with? It's been about 2 hours.
We're going to eat right after this. She's nodding like, yes. These are filling me up. That's what's going on.
Well, I'm glad you're getting filled.
Don't make me spit. I'm a swallower.
I'm not making you do anything. Anything you do is of your own volition.
Of course. But I don't want to. Yeah.
No, I don't want to get you all wet like that.
So many responses.
Well, you're on a podcast. You should make one of them.
Don't put me on the spot like that.
I mean, you're the only guest here, so I kind of have to put you on the spot.
Oh, God. Matt, what am I going to do with you?
I think you've suggested that multiple times during the show.
It's not that kind of podcast. And now we drink.
I need my whiskey.
That has been the thing, the running theme.
Yes. I've been sexually harassed multiple times on this episode.
I've never heard him complain once.
Well, it's true. You can't actually harass the willing.
This is valid. You're not going to be there this weekend. What's wrong with you?
Lots of things. Lots of things are wrong with me.
Okay.
I mean, you knew this.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
It's part of my charm.
Yeah, exactly.
Very flawed human.
Aren't we all, though?
Well, only the entertaining ones.
Yeah, the best ones.
Yeah.
Best ones are.
Who wants to be around someone who's perfect and normal?
No. What's the phrase? We're all mad here, but the best ones are, or something like that. Alice in Wonderland?
Perhaps.
Maybe.
Well, I hate to do it. We're actually going to call this motherfucker because we have been doing this for over 2 hours.
We have. Oh,
And,
shit.
You know, I need to get some food in you before you eat me.
But that sounds like fun.
Oh, it will be. Once again, can't harass the willing.
Factual statements.
Before we get you out of here, where can they find you on the things?
On the things, I am at onlyfans.com/clutchvip. I am on Friends to Follow. Look me up, Carmela Clutch. I am on Twitter, Carmela_Clutch. I just started a new Instagram, Miss Carmela Clutch. All others are fake. And please go subscribe to my Pornhub. Please, I'm starting to post more on there. So there's going to be a lot of new content on my Pornhub. Go like, subscribe, follow, all of that. Thank you guys.
Hell yeah. We will do this again at some point. Hopefully it won't take 6 bookings to make it happen.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm a bad one. You want to give me pow pow?
Off camera.
Okay, cool.
Can't be doing that on camera. But until next week, drink up, motherfuckers.
Bye.